want to make sure we can hear the background music. Might have to get out and get back in, that type of thing. Yeah, you can hear me nicely?
Yeah.
Got some background music going on. Want you guys to feel a good vibe. We got some positive vibes coming your way. Good live stream today planned. All right, so men have 3 knees. We got a right knee, we got a left knee, and we got a weenie. I should probably keep my day job. All right, so today's going to be a good live stream. Sit back, relax, pop in, say hi. Today's a good day. I got my moderator back with me, so she's going to be my wife helping me out with the comments. So please ask anything you want. Ask anything you want. Doesn't even have to be knife throwing related. But if it's knife throwing related, all the more better. I'm going to be going off on some throw-ins, some challenges. I'm going to be offering you some trick shots. And of course, we're going to be talking about some stuff. We always got something to talk about. So let's get some warm-ups. Haven't thrown today. Just been doing some work, chilling. Now we're going to get some fun, some throwing. You sure that background music? Let me know if you guys like that background music. Let me know if you can hear it. If you want me to turn it up, I can turn it up. Nice. 6 throws, no misses. Warm up, complete. I'm ready. Like I said, I got something good planned for this live stream. We're gonna be going for a while. We got some shout outs. I got some challenges to offer you guys, which are pretty cool. These are some basic challenges, not too difficult, something everybody can do. And if you do them, I'd love you to make a video of it and tag me if you can do it. And tag me in the video so I can see you guys doing these trick shots. They're trick shots, they're skill shots, they're challenges. However you want to look at them, they're fun.
So we got Hatis from Turkey saying hello.
From Turkey, what's up?
Ronnie says, how's it going today?
Ronnie, my man, how you doing? Ronnie, I got 2 giveaways that are done. So 1 giveaway is on the work, and it's going to be given. You're the next runner-up. So just be patient with the boss. He's making everybody special orders. But definitely all started, and you're all taken care of. So it shouldn't be too long till you get what you want.
Candy Dude says, love from India.
Candy Dude, nice to see you, man. New people commenting is always like what I want. I love it. So shout out to all you guys. Thank you. Bullseye. That's for you there, Candyland. In Turkey, India. I'm in Canada. We're all around the world right now. What? You guys can hear that music in the background good? Just sending that positive vibe out your way. You guys liking it? Non-copyright music, a little playlist. Right? You know what I mean?
Got that up in here.
Right?
Candy Dude says, you are awesome. Keep doing good and be kind as always. LaFlame says, sweet stream. Ronnie says he's working at the moment, but I can still watch.
Awesome, buddy. I know you're in that box truck doing what you do, man. Making that paper. We all gotta work, man. So I appreciate those guys that are hustling out there and getting their job, getting their money. So for those that are new on my channel, I throw knives. I do trick shots. I do challenges. I do a whole lot of cool things with knives. So one of the discussions we're going to be talking about today is obviously it's been a routine right now. It's been a category that a lot of people have been talking about. It's a recent topic and it's hot. It's hot. It's hot off the press. And we're talking about power. How to generate power. The facts, the fiction, the different levels of power. Power can come in many ways, shapes and forms. There's a lot involved when it comes to power. Whether you're doing something that's not knife throwing related or you're throwing. Power has a lot to do with your body conditioning, with your muscles. Yes, your muscles. Yeah, some people don't want to believe that because they don't have them or they're limited. Right? They're skinny. It's hard for them to gain weight. I get that. I was there. But muscles are going to help you with power. Specific muscles. Obviously the throwing. Forearm muscles. A strong back around the rotator cuff. These things are going to give you a little bit more power. Right? So we're going to talk about how to generate it. The body mechanics involved in getting maybe your max power. How to generate power. Each person is different. Right? I'm going to be able to generate power with just my arm, my rotator cuff, my shoulder, my back. I don't need to use my lower body. And I can generate some serious power with just my upper body, just my arm. Others might not be able to do that. They might have to use a little bit of their hips, generate power by loading their hips and then coming through with their hips. Right? Almost like you're flexing your core, your abs, as you rotate with your hips. Other people might have to take a step forward to generate more energy. That little momentum that they're building in that step is going to help them get more power. So we're going to be discussing this. We're going to be getting down to the details of how to generate power. I would say a baseball pitcher has narrowed down the body mechanics to generate the most power. You can translate that type of sport into knife throwing. And if you develop the same body mechanics as a baseball pitcher, I'm sure you're going to be getting some serious power. You start forward, you lean back. As you're going to lean back, you're raising your front foot. Your front leg comes up. And then that front leg is going to take a massive step forward. And all that momentum you just built over 2 meters of a step, you're then going to have your arm cocked back and you're going to throw forward. That last push all comes with your forearm. Just like in baseball, that last push that you're going to get comes from your forearm. A little bit of cupping, pronation. So if you have strong forearm muscles, definite bonus in power. Lean back, leg comes up. Oh, and that thing's a bullet. Can I get much more in those body mechanics? No. But in strengthening my arm, getting a stronger rotator cuff, more balance, maybe stability in my stance, I might be able to fine tune a bit more power. But I think the max amount of power we can develop in throwing comes from the style of a baseball pitcher. It's proven. You don't get many baseball pitchers throwing different ways. You don't got them standing up there with their hips in the ball. You have a very similar, if not exact, way of throwing as a pitcher. And that goes through all the pitchers of all the different teams in the MLB, Major League Baseball. That's because it's broken down into a science. Those are the body mechanics needed, required to get that 100-mile-an-hour fastball. If you can get a 100-mile-an-hour fastball a different way, I'd like to see it. And we've been doing this for many, many decades. Not many new people are coming up and throwing a different way to get a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Soft pitch, that ain't going to happen in the MLB. Those aren't the body mechanics that are going to get you that pitch. So we have a certain way of throwing in baseball, which is the highest level of throwing in a sport, I believe. When you translate that into knife throwing, dangerous levels of power. Man, you want to start forward, you're looking at your catcher, you're getting the throw you want to throw, you come back, you get ready, you're usually this way, right? Because your hips are loaded. You're already cocked back. If I was standing this way, I'd have to go like this to load my hips, to then get the power required for my hips. If I'm standing sideways to my target, my hips are preloaded. That's how a baseball pitcher does it. A little more faster body mechanic motion. Start sideways. You can look at all your bases. All right. Maybe someone's trying to steal a base. All right. Oh, trying to steal a base. Boom. No. So you stand sideways. And then you can go forward. You got a nice athletic stance. Right? Nice and balanced, shoulder width apart, maybe a little more than shoulder width apart, right? Because you're going to do a lot of this movement to get the most power required. You want max power right now? Max body mechanics. So you're going to go forward, back, boom. And the good thing about this style, in my opinion, you don't lose accuracy with power. A lot of people lose their accuracy. They're out of control when they bring the power. Their knives are all over the place. With a baseball pitcher, they have a strike zone. They have to get within that strike zone. They got it. If they don't, they're risking walking. They're hitting the batter. You can walk and take a base. You're getting those foul balls. You know, you can't do that. You have to be accurate with all that power, with all that speed. With this, I'm getting bullseyes. That's awesome, right? And I'm throwing about 4 or 5 meters right here. So it's good at a lot of distances. Baseball pitchers, how far are they? About 30 feet on the mound, right? And they can maintain that accuracy. And very, very long too. Like they got to throw many pitches. Oh, right in between those two knives. You guys see that spark? Wild. Oh, they're all bullseyes right now, guys. This one might not be because I don't want to hit all my knives, but we'll see if I can get her in there. Headshot.
Shuriken Zone says, "Happy Saturday, brother."
Happy Saturday, man. Good to see you here. One of my OGs on the channel.
Proxy says hi.
Ah, Proxy, my man. Another OG.
And Ronnie says, "Hit that like button, y'all."
Hit that. Yes, Ronnie. My latest winner. The only thing about power is pulling your knives out. That's the only negative. Oh, man. And especially when they're all really close together. You can't get a good grip, and you can't separate them to then get a good grip. Oh, man. I got a lot of videos coming out showing you guys the body mechanics to throwing. So if you can't see it in this type of video quality, don't worry. I got you covered. So, what I like to do too, a little change up from the discussion of power, is we're going to get into my test of myself. How am I going to do today with a can pen? I love throwing cans. I love throwing, it's a moving target, and I love trying to hit it into the target, sticking it. They call it the can trick. Shout out to Jason Johnson, who invented this, who was the first one to do this. Very good drill, trick shot, skill shot. I like to see where I'm at, and I'm going to throw this can, and I'm going to see how long it takes me to pin it. Might not be a good dent. That might be a little crazy. Now, I haven't missed a knife, and the one I'm going to miss is with the trick shot. Ooh. Ooh, am I going to be able to come back with that? I have this new mat trying to fix my, I don't know if I like it. I think I was so into the power. I threw a lot, and I just moved up from about 4 or 5 meters to 3 meters. No excuses, but just letting you know. All right, let's try that again. Where am I at? Am I going to get it on the second throw? When you throw with a lot of power, make sure you allow your body to do a follow through, or you're going to hurt yourself. And the follow through is actually going to help you get more power. It's going to help you transition to another throw. So you're not like slow in throwing that second knife. You can transition to that second knife a lot better, smoother. Allow your body to finish the movement it wants to do. Like, I don't know if you guys are into like sports like me, hockey. People pass eggs in Mighty Ducks, and you want to accept the pass so the egg doesn't break. When you shoot an egg at somebody, you accept the pass. You kind of want to like allow the body in relation to that egg not to break. You want it to finish the movement nice and smoothly. All right, third throw. You know what? I always get it really quick, but there'll be a day I don't, and I'll know, okay, you know what, today's not going to be a good day. But you know what? Even with that horrible miss, today's going to be a good day.
I feel like when you get a can pin, the Ned should come out with the music. Exactly.
And that's what I'm talking about right there. Woo!
Sorry, guys.
Oh, yes. Wife's getting over a little bit of a sickness. She's getting better. Oh, this is a cool pin. Usually it's the other way around. Usually it went right through the mouthpiece. Usually I got it like this. But this time it went inside of the can and out the middle, out the mouthpiece. So that's kind of cool. That means you only made one hole, and this one could be used again. Oh, it almost bounced on there. I love it. All right, so I don't know if you can see from there, but there's a split down my target. There's like it's splitting. There's a video coming out on how I've stopped it from splitting anymore. Just a minute long, a short, really showing you what you can do for about $10 that will save your target from ruining. So we're going to be able to, on my lives every week, see if what I did actually is going to help. If that's going to get bigger, or if it's not. We'll see if what I did was going to work. And I'm going to show everybody what I did. So if it does work, you can do it. Throwing a can is awesome. I like doing it at the beginning, but I got a lot planned for trick shots today. All right, so let's get back into the discussion just a little bit more because I'm almost done it anyways. Power. I already mentioned a little bit of this. I don't have to do much to generate power. There's levels of power. I don't even have to use my feet. And that's a lot of power. But someone else that might do the same movement as me might not be able to generate as much power. Why? What are the things restricting that person from doing the exact same movement that I just did? That they're not going to get the same amount of power. And this is a truth that some people might not like, but it's a truth nonetheless. And that's what we do on my channel. We don't tiptoe. We talk about the facts. We bring the truth. We don't have to walk on eggshells here. You know, this is nothing to do about me. This is just the truth. And I love living by the truth. I love to try to push myself and do the best I can. So what I do is I condition my body. I really train my body and I keep it healthy. I do a lot of work throughout the week. That's not knife throwing related. It's lifting weights. It's stretching. It's doing, you know, muscle groups. It's doing like exercises to help strengthen my joints inside my elbow. It's exercises to help strengthen my rotator cuff. It's exercises to help give me a nice, good, stable base, legs. So when I throw, if that's movement, I'm putting a lot of muscle into it. Some people think you don't need brute muscle. But when you have the muscle, it doesn't hurt. And pitchers nowadays, you'll notice baseball pitchers nowadays, they're getting more muscular because they can throw harder that way. And muscle is flexible. It's much more flexible than people think. It's very stretchy. So if you can stretch your muscles and you're maintaining that therapy work, you're going to just be better. So it's an advantage that I might have on a skinnier guy. I have a little more muscle on me that I've been training naturally and very healthy in that. You know, I'm not ego lifting in the gym or doing these exercises for my head and not for health benefits. I'm doing them for health benefits. And I can throw with a lot of power and not hurt at the end of the day. Maybe some days I might not hurt too much, but I know what I did, and I'm going to put ice sleeves all over my arm and help them just recover a lot better. So there's a lot of things to help your body recover, get stronger, conditioning, rest, a lot of therapy work that's involved in being able to just look at your target with your arm and throw, just with your arm. So those are the levels of power. I can give a lot of power that way. And I might demonstrate being able to throw through a hockey puck without moving my legs. Because I can throw through a hockey puck, but I'm putting I always put everything into it because I want to do it. Right? I just want to do it because it's not a feat that a lot of people can do. So I like to do the body. See if I can get through a hockey puck and show people, you know, the amount of power you can get from generating your arm and your hips. I believe it out there. There's a lot of people that can get some serious power from their hips, from their upper body, and they don't even move their legs much. Yeah, that might not translate to someone else though. They might not be able to do the same thing. There's maybe a little more muscle in that person. You know, and a lot of that can be hidden because a lot of muscle and strength is in genetics as well.
Priceless Pioneer says, absolutely well said. It's not about forcing your PRs, it's about focusing on your form and adding weight over time.
It's all about your form at the beginning. It's all about the form. It's the basics. It's getting that form right.
150.
Once you got that technique, once you're able to get that technique, everything else comes. Your power is going to come. Don't go for power right away. You're going to develop bad habits. The power is going to come after you get a good technique, you get good form. And I mean, don't rush that. I always tell people patience is key. Throw at a certain distance and throw a certain way to get that form right. You might start with, like I said, a baseball pitcher style. That's the way I do it. You might start like this, and you might just nice and relaxed. Over and over and over for months, if not years. You know, a lot of people say you can't master something. You can't master martial arts. Sure. I think you can get pretty darn close. I think master, people think the word master is related to perfect. You got to be perfect at something. If you're perfect at something, you've mastered it. I don't think anyone can be perfect. And that's why a lot of people say no one can master anything. But those words are different, master and perfect. They're not the same. No one can ever be perfect, but I think you can master something. And the more patient you are, I think the closer you're going to get to that mastery level. And that means throwing a certain way for a year. Don't rush your distances. Stick there. Don't throw rotationally, half spin, no spin, underhand, and play around and think you want to be really good doing that. That's going to hurt you. It's going to develop bad habits as well. Maybe you can do that later on without developing bad habits, but at first you got to stick to something that you want. Set a goal and reach it. So you got like this, right? This is what I'm saying. Start at the beginning, nice and close. Just nice and close, nice and easy. You're going to be happy after a day, and you're going to be tempted to want to move back, to get bigger distances, to throw more power. Don't do that to yourself. Power also comes from up in here. Self-control, right? It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war, right? You want to be able to control that power, and a lot of that is going to come up here. Because with a lot of power, without no self-control, it's pointless to me. It's useless. So gain that mind control and get that accuracy, that speed from being consistent and patient in what you're doing, in your training. That's all I would do at the beginning. And if you're not sticking them, like me, at 10 feet, come up close. Do the same type of stance, because you don't want to switch things up. I'd say the only things you're going to play with, and they're very fine, is the grip. How you want to hold your knife. That's really the stuff you're going to want to switch up. I tell people, pick up a stick, throw the stick. That's how you're going to throw your knife. Those body mechanics you decided that came natural to you, go that way. Go that route. If you want to switch it up later, switch it up later, but you're going to get really good with that way you want to throw naturally. So why not do that, right? If you want to be really good, that's the best route to take. And just up close. And then move a little bit back. And then a little bit back. Don't rush it. Yeah, you got one. Get 30 in a row without dropping it. Go a little bit back. You want a straight knife. Don't move back if your knife is under-rotated or over-rotated. You haven't mastered that level, that distance. Get those knives straight every time. Then you know you got a good, if not perfect throw. Nice and straight. The best mistake in knife throwing is an under-rotated knife for no spin throwing. That's the best mistake you're gonna get, is having it under-rotated. That means you could have been up, you could have been further back and threw it, and it would have straightened out. Under-rotated knives, that's the best mistake. You don't want mistakes, but that one I'll give you. I'll allow myself to have that and I'll feel good. But if I have an over-rotated knife, not good. You should move closer. Don't move back if you're getting a bunch of over-rotated knives. I go closer, get that knife straight, and then slower. Get a smaller step back. Don't go to that distance you were getting over-rotated. Take it a little bit at a time. Inches, if not inches. And then keep that knife straight. So when you're at a distance that's a good, comfortable distance, like 3 meters is a great distance. 3, 4, 5 meters, that's your beginning level of being an expert. Then you're going to move to 6 and 7, which is pro. 6 and 7 meters. We're talking meters here. I can talk in feet too. If you guys don't know or you want to do the math, I'll do the math for you. So we got 3 meters, 10 feet. Nice and straight every time. You're talking to probably one of the more consistent knife throwers in the world. I didn't switch it up. I don't play around too much with anything else. I did, but very, very quick. No reloaded. Became one of the best no reloaders in the world, but only a month of my time. If not in that month, 3 days. And then I just didn't want to do it anymore. I do it for fun when I'm doing trick shots, and that's once in a blue moon. Otherwise, I'm throwing no spin. Rotationally, once a year. Half spin, once a year. 364 days out of the year, I'm throwing no spin.
So Boom Slang says, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that bad boy. But Priceless Pioneer says, is it possible to throw 2 knives at the same time with one hand?
It absolutely is. I actually threw 6 knives at the same time with one hand. I threw 3 knives in each hand, one after another, under a second. And that made me the world's best for maybe a week until this really good guy out in China beat me, who's been training since he was like 6 years old because his dad was telling him to do this. Here we got 2 knives here, which that conversation about China is going to lead me into a new, something I want to do, a shout out to some people. So we'll do that after I display 2 knives at once. Same power, same form, same grip. You got 2 knives. All it is a thicker knife. You want to keep them together in your hand the same way you would hold one knife. And that's 2 knives now coming at you, pretty much with the same amount of power. Now I'm a big combat thrower. I love knife throwing in a combat mentality. I would never tell you to throw 2 knives in a combat situation. You're throwing 2 weapons away. You might have had a bad throw. And if you only threw 1, you would have a correction throw. I can throw 2 knives back to back very fast. Probably not going to hurt me if I miss my first one because it's still going to distract my enemy They're still going to be ducking, dodging, diving, you know, or getting hit really hard in the head with a piece of metal. That's hurt. That's not going to be nice. They're going to be dazed even with a miss. But if you throw 2 and you miss, you hit a leg, and you have no more weapon, not smart. So I always say, don't do that in a combat situation. If you got 2 knives, boom, 2 of them, real fast, within a second. Better that way. Or you hit your target with that first one, right? You hit that target. And then you have another one because buddy turns around the corner and starts chasing you with a baseball bat. And you're like, I got another weapon right here. Maybe I'll try to get rid of that guy or give myself some time to retreat, to run away. Because they got a little bit of an edge on me. They were behind me. I threw at my target. He's good. He's down. He's not going to be wanting to come at me. He's like, yo, screw this guy. But another guy that didn't see that comes around the corner. And I have to hear him, right? Or hear someone else warn me about them. And then direct my attention to him. And in that moment, I'll be able to throw my knife and give myself time, a couple more extra seconds, to get away. So I threw my knife, I have to turn, throw it again. If I threw 2 at once, I wouldn't be able to do that. All right, so let's throw 3 knives at once. You guys liking the tunage? I love this little bit of a beat in the background.
This is great information. If you don't mind me asking, have you ever had to throw knives in a combat situation? Thanks for responding. That's from Priceless.
You know what? Thanks, honey. Who's it from?
Priceless Pioneer.
Nice to see Priceless Pioneer. Sometimes my wife might mangle your name. Sorry about that. We'll fix that because I'll help her out. Good question. I've heard stories of it being done, but me personally, no, not yet. But one thing in martial arts, any martial arts, and someone like Mike Tyson even said it this way, sometimes a fight is won before the first punch is thrown. What that means is an intimidation factor. Being able to throw the way I do, a lot of people that know I do what I do are afraid of me. They're just like, they know I have a lot of knives at me. Whether they can see them or not, I have knives on me. They know that. And they know the way I can throw. So my intimidation right now for people that know me or are around me in my neighborhood, they probably don't want to mess with me. That's nothing about myself. Anybody throwing knives in their backyard for everyone to see is probably going to have people look at you like you're crazy. But when you can throw them with this amount of aggression and power, speed and accuracy, just that intimidation right there will keep me from actually maybe having to do it. If you're in a knife fight, people are going to pull a knife out like this, or like this, right? Or they're just going to hold it down here and try to be all gangsta on you, right? What are you going to do? Imagine somebody pulled a knife over like this to you, and they had a couple more in their hand. They had a sheath that allowed them to pull out free and look at you like this and say, man, just go home. Go. My first line of defense for anybody is to try to get out of the fight. Get out of it. Don't try to get into a fight. So right away, it gets a little bit serious and I have to draw my weapon out. I'm going to go like this. How's the mind in that person? They've never seen someone throw a knife before. They've never seen someone stand at them like this in a movie or anything. Like John Wick ain't pulling knives out going like this. That's going to make somebody be like, you know what? The frick is going on there? I might not want to deal with that. That intimidation, whether you're in a martial arts, trying to scare away your opponent. That's what those stances are for. Those beginning movements, right? They get you locked and loaded and ready to go, but they give fear into that enemy. And they're going to think twice whether they want to get involved. Because then they're going to be like, yo, that guy knows what he's doing. Just as much as somebody holds a knife. If they're holding a knife like this, I know they don't know how to use a knife. But if they're holding the knife like this, they might know what they're doing. And that's going to give me a little bit more of, maybe I don't want to deal with that person because they're holding their knife like this. Why? Your knife, if you have your thumb on your knife and you're holding it like this, someone can pull that knife out of your hand way easier. But if you have your knife and your thumb is wrapped around it, they're not going to be able to pull that knife out of you. That just means somebody knows how to hold a knife. But that makes your mind realize in that stance that person is giving me what I might need to know before I get involved. So here's 3 knives at once. Let's see. I don't even know if I can do this. If that was a headshot, yeah, that's not good. One's in the mouth, one's in an eye, one went up the nose.
Watcher says, "What's up, man?"
What's up, Watcher? Good to see you, man. I've seen you here a couple times now, so those reoccurring viewers, I always appreciate you guys. I appreciate new viewers, but if you're showing up again, yeah, those people become part of the community, they become part of my family, if you will. All right, guys, I'm going to get started with a challenge. So give me about a minute. My wife will read the comments and she'll entertain you. Listen to the music. I'll be right back.
Looks like we got one of those people in the chat here that just wants to be one of those people. We just don't entertain them. Thank you, Ronnie. Yes, he's a really good thrower. He works very, very hard, and couldn't be more proud of him. I know we do got a hater in the chat. I think Josh is gonna have to update his hater count over there on the, I think it's your guys' far right hand side. You can just see it in the corner of the chat there. To man versus world, the first person Josh would say he serves is the Lord Jesus Christ, and then he also is a service member for the Canadian Armed Forces.
Boom!
Me and Ronnie were just discussing, you have to update your hater count board over there.
Yeah, I think I just kind of made it a little more colorful today. I added some more stickers to it, so I think you're right, man.
Man versus world said, "Who do you serve?" And I said, Josh would definitely say this is
I would
number
serve
one
the Lord.
is the Lord Jesus Christ, and then
Because he knows what he's reading.
Yeah, and then the Canadian Armed Forces is who you serve with. But 4.
Who's on top?
Jesus.
Yeah. That's what runs my life, my decision making, everything.
Doesn't Jesus say love your neighbor? Most definitely. That's why I said we weren't going to entertain this fellow's silly comments and just.
I like silly comments. No, I like silly comments because sometimes we can help people that put silly comments down. If you want me to read it, I can come around. If they're silly.
He just said you were full of it, and he said go ahead and block me now because I'm not going to.
That's okay.
Go ahead and block me
What's
now.
wrong with that?
And then he says, okay, just ignore me. And then Ronnie says, I think you got a hater in the chat.
Yeah, no, that's not a hater. What's the name?
Martello?
That's a nice name. No haters. Like, I have haters, but generally people who are commenting, I appreciate you. Comments even like that. If I'm full of it, man, I'm full of it. And if you're tuning in to watch and you've never seen this type of stuff before, you probably have a bad perception on maybe what I'm saying. And you've maybe already made up your mind based on a movie or something that isn't realistic. But generally, anything thrown at somebody is like the first way a human learned how to defend themselves. Maybe besides their punches. You grabbed an object and you went to swing it and then it turned into throwing it. So being full of it, you know what, man? Maybe I'm full of it. right? Maybe I'm full of it.
Well, he says Jesus loves thy neighbor as thyself, and he says Canadian Armed Forces are respectable. He is earning points.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Yes, love your neighbor. But the Bible that's a golden rule. Love God first, and then love your neighbor. But, my name is Joshua. Joshua in the Bible was a soldier. There is sometimes needed a good person to pick up a weapon to defend good people, innocent people, against bad people. Sometimes you can't love your neighbor. You want to, but sometimes it's required to defend the innocent, which might be different levels of it. Maybe you can just verbally defend them. Sometimes as a man, you have to be ready to physically defend the innocent, your family, or yourself. It could even be an animal. Animals are unpredictable. They can have rabies. A lot of the time when I talk about knife throwing too is because it came from me being in the bush. And I'm in Canada, I can't have guns. Harder to get those here. So if I'm in the bush and I'm around a fire and a stray raccoon or fox comes at me, I'm not going to want to touch it or even get near it with a weapon. I might throw a knife at it to try to scare it away. Yell at it, do what I can to scare it away, but as it gets closer and I get a shorter time to help myself, I might throw a knife at it. That's something I can use to defend myself against an animal. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a human. But anything more to have a tool in your box, I think is better, especially as a man. And me being a soldier, it's not something that throwing a knife is my last resort, but at least I have a last resort.
So Martello says he's threw a knife once. Priceless Pioneer says, this is the first time I've seen a knife throwing stream. I think this is great self-defense because this is unexpected that people don't know in life. Threatening situations that can save you.
Oh, 100%.
There's a lot of comments here.
That's good. That's good news.
Chuck Skillet says, now this is a place that would make women feel safe. And then Martello says, it doesn't end with love thy neighbor. Have you read the rest of it? Yes. Man versus World says, so serve Jesus when you feel like it.
No, that's
never ends.
Never ends.
Chuck Skillet says, Canadian, that explains it all. A man who's dying to be as cool as us Americans.
I am jealous of America.
We love America.
Yeah, I'm probably in blood American, and I'm in a Canadian country. Thanks for those comments, everybody. I appreciate everything. My wife's trying to get through them because I like to.
Martello's kind of sending a lot here.
Awesome, man. Good to see you here, man. Glad you stopped by and you're hanging out.
Jesus doesn't want you to love your neighbor. He wants you to love them the same as we love ourselves. Also, the Bible didn't say not to judge. Have you read the whole verse?
Take that speck out of your eye before you try to remove a log out of your brother's eye. And it says brother because that's another person. Maybe that's a Christian. Someone else that's actually following Christ. Don't judge them right away if you're a hypocrite. If you have sin in your life, if you're doing something that people don't see and you're hiding it and you're willing to then judge that person, I would deal with what you're going through, the sin in your life first before you start talking to other people about it.
Yeah, he said, also the Bible does say not judge. Have you read the whole verse? Judge not, lest ye be judged. Judge according to your own measures. So judge away, he says.
A righteous man will judge us all things. A righteous man. Our righteousness doesn't come from ourselves. Our righteousness comes from walking in the Spirit with Christ through us. He's living in us. He's the one doing the works. Our faith would be dead without that work. That work show us that we are truly saved, or else faith is dead. All right, before I go on, because with the comments, you want to be a strong knife thrower? Every broom I've ever owned is broken. You work your forearms out. A lot of people neglect that. Work your forearms out. I'm an arm wrestler. I love to arm wrestle. I've been training for arm wrestling for 2 years now. Gone to some clubs. I enjoy it. And it's just helped me become a better knife thrower. And every time I use a broom, it breaks because I don't know. Sometimes I'm sweeping and then all of a sudden it snaps on me. You want forearms like that. It's just a little joke. But we'll throw a couple more times, and I wanted to get into a shout out to China. You can read some of them as I throw.
So Martello said righteous brother after all of that. Chuck Skillett says, I work my forearms out plenty, if you know what I mean. Haha.
Not that way, man. Not that way. But I mean, how old are you? Wow, those are bullseyes. It's all in a line. I like that. There's a lot in working your forearm out that people think very little, because your forearm has a lot of different movements that are going to work out different parts of your arm, your forearm. Cup, that's one. Reverse cup, pronation, supination, grip strength, all those things you have to work on. That's a whole workout. I do them almost every other day.
So Sam says, are you ready for the apocalypse? But Chuck's response to your question was, I'm 9 years old, but American, I'm basically 35.
That's hilarious. 9 years old, good to have you. My second last winner was 11 years old. Chandler, shout out to you if you're watching. And he just won something from become a sponsored knife thrower, and I do giveaways every week. I'll even do a giveaway tonight. And he won, and he's gonna get a specialized set of knives meant for kids. My sponsor is growing, his knife throwing company, and it's just gonna get better and better. But an 11-year-old is gonna get custom made knives that have never been made before, specifically for a child, to help them learn and become a knife thrower.
So Sam wanted to know if you were ready for the apocalypse because you're his new trainer.
Absolutely, man. I don't just throw knives, you know, I got a little bit of everything. My whole life has been dedicated to becoming an overall soldier, but I just, hobby-wise, have really enjoyed throwing knives. But, I mean, I practiced, you know, rifles and guns on the range. I got a crossbow. You'll see on my channel, I do trick shots with my crossbow. You name it. You know, I do a lot of self-defense, but at the end of the day, those types of comments I've been seeing are the ones I like to read. And at the end of the day, peace is first, love is first, trying to get out of a fight is first. You know, there's a lot of martyred saints that you can learn a lot from, because a lot more can be done with love, in love. You know, love above all. You know, those three words are huge. Love above all. So a shout out. We have a big shout out today because, oh my goodness, I love it when people raise the bar, because it helps me become a better knife thrower, become better at what I'm doing, whatever it is in life. There's people out there raising the bar, doing some incredible things that you're doing. That makes you better, because you might want to push yourself. I'm a type of person that I observe and I see almost everybody out there. I love to look at other knife throwers, observe and study and see what's going on. So in case I need to like do something to get better. And what I've noticed recently is a lot of throwers in China are bringing back the art of throwing weapons. Whether it's tactical dojo or it's throw club. There's also JXE, JXO, but Throw Club has really been stepping up their game. And years ago, they reached out to me and sent me a lot of their products. And they've recently been posting videos, within months. And the videos they're showing are the drills that I used to do to get real good. And I think they noticed that. And that's why they reached out to me to give me a lot of their products to kind of test and, you know, give back feedback to make those products better. But I want to do a shout out to Throw Club specifically. This is one of the things they've recently given me, and I haven't really done an unboxing, I just had them. But what I want to say about axes or tomahawks, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this pointy. I'm going to shave this part down and make this nice and pointy. This part here, I'm going to make it pointy. So I'm going to modify these and I'm going to show you all what it's going to look like. I'm not going to throw these on this target because it will just destroy them. But I'm going to modify these and make these beautiful. These were given to me for free from Throw Club. And when I modify them, I will show you because I have two, and we'll do a giveaway. And you can either pick, whoever the winner is, you can pick the original or you can pick the modified one that I do. And I've been doing a lot of work right now with knives. So I've been designing my own, and my sponsor has asked me to come up with a line of knives that I would prefer as a no spin throwing knife. And a few of them that I've currently come up with look like this. I'll give you a little display of what I came up with. Because I'm a weather guy, I'm a meteorologist for the military, obviously had to come up with a lightning bolt. But this isn't something that I would probably recommend for no spin throwers, and many no spin throwers might not like that for a thrower, but it does actually throw really good. All these knives that I designed throw really well. But what I want to ask you, if you're a no spin thrower or not, what are some details to a knife that you really want? They're almost deal breakers. Do you really want a heavy handled knife? Do you want a front heavy knife? Do you want a 6mm thick knife? Do you want a very aggressive tip? Do you want a straight spine? Let me know in the comments what details in a no spin throwing knife would you want? What are deal breakers that you wouldn't consider on somebody's website or their store because another store offers a fuller down the spine and you really want a knife with a fuller? You're not going to buy a knife without a fuller. Let me know what you think. But shout out to Throw Club. If you're watching, which I think you guys have been watching, you're doing the drills I used to do. Those drills are just throwing knives wherever. You're not even looking. I've seen you guys do that. That was my main thing at the beginning of training. You want to be instinctive in throwing? You don't have to pick a distance. And this is going to catch you off guard because you have to bend down and pick your knife up. You're not going to be in a stance, throwing one, back in your stance. You have to now go down, pick up your knife, throw where you are. Go to the other knife, pick it up, throw where you are. Go to the other knife, pick it up, throw where you are. Now I noticed Throw Club, they walk very slowly. My training, I'm fast. I'm running to each of my knife. Gets my heart rate going. Gets me better. Gets me out of the rhythm so that I have to get back in the rhythm faster. And that's good training for combat. That was one of the things that I noticed them do. I also noticed them throw fast. Sometimes it's not about just throwing one knife. I do like to promote that you have to make that one throw the best throw. And I relate it to that song by Eminem. You got one shot, you got one opportunity, right? Don't let those knees, weak arms be heavy. Those sweaty palms, don't have any vomit on your sweater. You want to have mom's spaghetti at the end of the day. So you want to make one throw count, but being able to throw a lot of knives at, one after another consecutively, very fast, that's a good feat to have. I've also noticed them do that. Whether it's with a bunch of knives in their hand, you want to be able to grab another one, throw it really quick. Grab another one, throw it really quick. And you just off and go.
So Mr. Suicidal Heart says, the best knife has a long blade between two circular handles. It's almost like...
I see what you're saying. So, you're thinking rotationally. Rotational knives. I'm no spin thrower. So this is a rotational knife. You have 3 holes. So you can have, a grip if you want. You want to add a handle? You can add a handle with those 3 holes. It's going to take weight out of that. So you might have it a different balance because you want to take more weight out of those holes in the handle. But that's not what, I'm talking more no spin throwing. So I want you to think in regards to a knife, like this is a handle heavy knife, right? Very aggressive tip, very handle heavy, right? All the balance point is way back here in the handle versus other knives that are going to be more of a center balanced. What type do you prefer for no spin throwing? When I throw the knife, it's not rotating in the air. I don't need certain balances. I can have a front heavy knife, or I can have a handle heavy knife, or I can have a well balanced knife like this. This is right in the center. And I can throw that just as good too. Once you get good enough, you can throw pretty much any knife. But for those beginners, for those people out there that have been throwing for a while, what are you looking for? What kind of knife? Right? You have 7 millimeters thick. You have over here 8 to 10 millimeters thick with a fuller down the spine. This is also 8.5 inches long. This is 9 inches long. All those things matter. At the end of the day, if you want to become a better thrower, or you're a really good thrower already, what knife do you throw the best with? What are the dimensions? What are the things that you need to have? And while we do that, let's get into my next challenge. I do want to see some comments, so let me know your answers to those questions. I would love to know your feedback because I'm coming up with 3 no spin designs, if not more, of the best designs out there for no spin, for beginners and pros, all combined, and I want to give that to you guys.
We're at 81.
Wow. Were we at 150 at one point?
175.
Wow. That's impressive. All right, so if any of you new throwers out there, you don't know where to get a knife, you don't have a knife, you don't have the money to buy a knife, you can get yourself anything pointy. Normally, if it's steel, it's better, but you can even get wood. Like, you can sharpen a piece of wood and throw it. You really can. Depends on what you're throwing it at. You can get styrofoam or you can get really soft wood. I have ash wood and I can't really throw wood into that. It has to be at least pointy and steel. But you can grab yourself a screwdriver. You can go to your hardware store, wherever you're at, and get yourself a $10 screwdriver or even cheaper, and you can throw that. A little harder no spin, but if I throw this half spin, and they're all different sizes, which is great if you got a set of them. And then this handle is where I have to hold it exactly with my thumb touching the top of the handle at 3 meters. And I know if I throw it just like a baseball, I'll be able to stick it. So I have my 10 feet mark right here. Boom. And it sticks. And you can develop form with a very cheap throwing object. So if you want to get into throwing, and you want to get into throwing now, you can go and you could probably got tools lying around the house. Your dad has tools lying around the house. Grab yourself a screwdriver. This one's star head, Phillips. You can get yourself a square head, flat head screwdriver. It doesn't matter. They're pointy enough to get into some wood. And if I'm getting this really light weight, this is probably about 30 grams, into ash wood, you're going to be able to do the same too. Find your distance. Grab your knife. If you can understand how it's hitting. If you're over rotated, bring your hand down a little bit more. That will speed the rotation up. If you bring your hand up, it's going to slow the rotation down. So if you're under rotated, you're going to want to grab the handle a little higher. That's how you can judge a rotational knife based on the distance. Very easy to figure that out. Just focus in on how you're missing, if you're missing. If you're not missing, hold it the same way every time from that distance and you won't miss. This is how I hold it, from this distance, and I won't miss. Every time. It's just going to go in there.
So Martello says he has Greg Thompson SOCP Benchman daggers. And then Chuck Skillett says, hey kids, go grab your dad's sharpest tool and throw them in the drywall. Send me a video and I'll send you some kid knives.
Go throw them in the drywall. You can get yourself a box. Like I said, I built this out of styrofoam in a box. You can get chopsticks. I have a bunch of chopsticks here. During COVID, I was isolating for a little bit, and I built this, and all I did was throw chopsticks at it. And you can stick them right into those targets and have fun. I threw chopsticks through a juice box straw into an apple. A lot of trick shots I did, they're on my channel. I grabbed my nipple ring, threw my nipple ring, and I caught it with a chopstick. Find that on my channel, you'll love it. And I'm isolating for 2 weeks, just throwing chopsticks. You can throw anything. Like if it's pointy, even if it's really not that pointy, and you have soft enough wood, you can pretty much stick anything.
I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
If you want to read the last two comments there, I'm just gotta go.
You don't want to read them?
Actually, one sec.
Oh, okay. Let me get into these comments here. I love comments.
The last two is what's left.
I like the stream. Yo, Martello, it sounds like you're Italian. I'm Italian. I'm a Sicilian. And I appreciate your comments, man. I really like the dynamic here. He's basically yeah, he is, to his wife, and we get to watch. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Glad to see you here. And if you want to come back, man, you know, it's free. I hope I'm entertaining. I hope I'm giving some knowledge and you're having fun, man. I'm really glad. Martello made my day, I think. I think you're my highlight of the stream, Martello. A broadhead bow and arrow target also work. Yeah. I don't want to hurt this target, but I mean, hay. You can get hay. But this is for my crossbow. It's a hurricane target. Bass Pro Shop. You can get these online. But this thing, you know, I hang it up in a tree, and I can shoot my crossbow at it. But you can throw a knife at it too, or you can throw your you know, screwdrivers and stuff at it, and it lasts a while. They're not that expensive. They're just under $100, and you can patch those holes up, and you can kind of allow it to work more. What I've seen other people do as well is they'll get boxes, a lot of boxes, and they'll compress them and wrap them together. And the boxes, once you put them together, like a thin box, and then you put them all together and they come really thick, they can also be a very good target indoors for people that throw knives. It's so compact, it's almost like a piece of wood at that point. And it works really well too. Just getting, you know, whether you tape them together, a bunch of box folded together like paper. I mean, it's endless ways of throwing. Find a dead tree, you know, good to go. So throwing is a very cheap but fun thing to do. Like I said, screwdriver, you found a bunch of log rounds lying on the road, you bring them home, boom, you're throwing. It's therapeutic too. Like I said, throwing is in the human. It was probably one of the first things we learned to do that we were almost pumped about. Like, pumped. Who knows if we threw before we made fire? Maybe we threw first. And we get a sense of satisfaction as humans when we can throw something and get that accomplishment at the end of that throw. And that's what knife throwing is about. If you get that stick, it's an accomplishment. If you can hit a moving target, like the things I have planned today, stick around. We're hitting organics today. I'm going to snipe an orange. I'm going to throw a paper airplane and I'm going to hit it. I'm going to put a straw and I'm going to snipe the straw. I got a lot planned today, a lot of challenges that in the knife throwing community, we kind of we give those to the people that are joining. And when they do them, you're within a handful of people in the world that have actually accomplished those challenges. So I'm going to demonstrate some of those challenges today for you. And what I would like is for you to try them. And if you do them, tag me in a video, make a YouTube channel, and let's build a family, let's build a community. And you can tag me in those videos. I'm going to share them on my channel. I'm going to share them on my Facebook and my Instagram. So that's cool. I would love to see you guys try some of the challenges that I'm going to do today. And that's what we're going to get into right now. We're going to get into some of those challenges.
Okay, so some comments here. Arizona kids, gotta go. And
Arizona kid, I remember you from last time. Thank you for stopping by, brother.
He says, keep it up, man.
God bless, brother.
Just trying to read from maybe where you left off.
It's my celebration stool. Sometimes you just got to throw something because you're so happy. You're so pumped up.
Martello says, Canadian Italians hit differently.
Yeah, we do.
Da Vinci Inquest was a really cool show. I saw the returns of the early 2000s. The Rizzuto family in Toronto.
Wow, the Rizzuto family. I am part of the Ragusa family. Rizzuto came over with some friends. One of them was the Ragusas. I have the Vito Rizzuto book. Like, that's the Scarface. He's the original. How he took out the New York Mafia, fled to Canada, to Montreal. That's my family, man. The Vito Rizzuto, man. That's sick that you brought that up, brother. Yeah, man. Let me go make something for the next challenge. I'll be right back.
Watcher, I do not know if he got to your question there when I stepped out, but I will repeat it to him when he gets back. I'll let him know that you are friends now. He'll be back in just a moment. Arizona kid, I totally encourage you, and so would Josh, to do so. And when that time comes, let him know. We'll be sure to pop on. So I don't know if you saw, the watcher wanted to know, what is your least favorite throwing knife you've tried?
Oh.
And then while you're looking, Arizona Kid says, I have to do some Bowie knife throwing on my channel this summer. Sounds like fun. I told him when the time comes to let us know and you'll hop on and watch.
I'm here to help, man. Anything you need. I have always my email in my description, and you can always reach out to me about anything. So if it's knife throwing related, absolutely. But if it's anything, if you just want somebody to talk to, I'll leave my email in the description. Reach out to me. Let me know you were on my YouTube channel or you were on my live and you heard me say this, and I'll know I'm there for you then. At that point, if you just want to talk to somebody, I'm here to talk to you. But I'll give you lessons. I'll help you out. If you make videos, it always helps you see what mistakes you can be missing while you're throwing. Because if something's happened so fast, you won't be able to pick on them until you videotape yourself and watch yourself afterwards.
So Martello says you guys are friends now, and he subscribes, and he doesn't just subscribe to anyone.
Wow. Like I said, you probably made my day. You're number one, man. Right now on this live stream, regardless of what happens from here on out, Martello, you're the man.
Welcome.
Welcome to the family, man. Hope I can entertain you for years to come, and we can become a family together, bro. And we're friends now, so we can build on that. So one of the knives I threw that were the worst knives, and this doesn't mean anything to the maker. He's a really nice guy. I almost don't even want to say the name of the maker. I'll probably leave that out. But the design, to some of the people watching, you might know who it is. So the person likes using lawnmower blades. This design here for no spin is way too long, way too light, way too thin. The design is horrible. The guy keeps promoting that he throws like a baseball player, but he doesn't. This thing's not designed to throw well. Like you want to hold it this way, and I like that shape is why I wanted to try it out, because that fits in my hand. But this thing needs to be smaller and sharper. This little gap in here, he keeps talking about a trigger when he throws, meaning you can push off that area and put your finger in it. That's not something that no spin throwers want. That's not a hot commodity around the no spin throwers wants list. So this right here, like I probably won't even be able to stick it. Like it's just horrible. Yeah, this thing is junk. When it comes to a no spin thrower, let me fix that up.
It's just shaking.
I do want to throw this knife now until I stick it. It kind of like it just has this bow and arrow kind of like not like a sort of boomerang type of shape here. And it just does not feel right coming out of the hand. Because this curves down so much, it doesn't give you much time for your finger to slide off. And I don't like putting my knife into my wrist when I throw. Some people like doing that. I like putting it like I'm shooting. Like if you're a little kid and you're playing guns, I like putting that as far into my thumb palm as possible. And then I like to wrap my middle finger around the spine on the bottom and press my thumb against the side really nice. My index finger is on the top and it's nice and firm. That's how I throw, nice and firm. I don't have a loose grip. I'm not throwing a feather here, and I'm not like trying to get a whip throw, because there's a lot of power and there's a lot of good throwers out there that you do that. That's just not my jam. It doesn't feel natural. It's a really good way to throw. If you can do that, kudos to you, but I guarantee you're not going to get the power I can get. But this knife, shit. Let me try this again. It's so light too. This thing is like, it feels like 100 grams. The tip isn't aggressive. I've thrown this once and I knew right away I didn't like it. If I flip this upside down, I might be able to get it. Yeah, and even that's over-rotated. I'll probably reshape it, but because how thin it is here, it doesn't give me much room to modify this knife into something I would want. So that's a junk design to me. That's junk. That's too much curves and stuff. It's just not good.
So Martello says, I'm in WA State. I've been to Canada once, in Alberta and BC.
Are you in Washington? Is that Washington? Wisconsin? I think it's Washington. That's all. You're on the other side. I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, just above New York. Whoa, geez. We drove to New York. What was that? There's a few places there. Maine, yeah, Maine. New York, I'm just above that.
Washington
is on, yeah, Washington's on the West Coast, just below British Columbia, Alberta. Rocky Mountains probably run into there too. That might be somewhere I'm going next in a posting for the military. We'll see. All right, I got to get into some challenges here. So let me show you guys the first challenge. What we call this is the water bottle flip challenge. What you got to do is throw the water bottle, usually by the handle will help, and it has to do a full rotation, and you got to stick it into the target. It's the water bottle flip challenge. It's probably the first challenge out there. It's very easy to do because it's like the bottle flip challenge where people flip it and they get it to stand, right? I've never done it. This is the first time. now I want to do it before I do the trick. Oh, that felt like it. Okay. A little more. Ooh, that was it. I like it. I like it. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. Ooh. A little less. Oh my goodness.
He said Nova Scotia, New Scotland. We're in Halifax.
Newfoundland. So we're south of Newfoundland. Nova Scotia is its own province. Oh my goodness, guys, I'm sorry. It's a knife throwing challenge. I think if I did it on the floor. Hey! So you throw this in the air, and it's got to flip and hit the target. When it flips and hits the target, you're going to pin it. I have a rafter, so I've never done this trick indoors before. But we're going to do this. We're going to demonstrate it. If you want to do this challenge, tag me in it. Make a video. I'd love to see it. Let's see how long this is going to take me indoors. Because you really want a high flip. But I don't have a high flip here. I have to kind of throw it towards the target and do the best I can do. Let's do this.
So Martello says, yeah, Nova equals New, Scotia equals Scotland.
Oh, yes. So the Scottish settlement landed here.
More in St. John,
all over, though, the East Coast. But yes, that name came from, like, I even, the first army unit I joined was the Argylls, and it was a Scottish Sutherland unit in Hamilton, Ontario. So Scotland has definitely spread across Canada, but they had originally landed along the East Coast there, Sue. You know your history, bro. That's pretty cool. So usually I don't count it if I don't throw my knife, so I still haven't really gave it a go yet. Let's see. That looked good. See, I'm not joking. I did this once before, and you'll see it on my channel if you can find it. I did the bottle flip, and I somehow went into the top and pinned it through the cap. It was crazy. No one's ever done that before. But I somehow did the flip, threw my knife, and it went through the cap and pinned it to the target. It was wild. It was like, almost looked impossible. Yeah, I don't even like those flips. I'm not a flicker. My wrists don't flick. You know, I don't flick my wrists. So it's really tough for me to flick something. You know what I mean? That's no excuses on this channel. Ooh, dead bullseye. All these like bottle throws suck. But you can see how it's a challenge. This isn't easy. Like you might hit some bottles and all the water comes out because you want about this amount of water in there to help you flip it. But if you pierce it at all and the water falls out, you need another bottle. So generally, you can't do this until you get it. You might not have enough bottles. Oh. That's what you want to do. That was clean through the top, so none of the water came out. And that was right in the bullseye. Right like that. So that is the water bottle flip challenge. That's my first one that I give out to everybody.
That deserves a net and a celebration tray.
Yep. Yes, absolutely it does. Yo! What is going on? I love it! I love it! Love it! Love it! Love it! Yes! No one's asked me about my tutu yet? No. I usually explain in all my lives what that means. And you want to keep your targets wet, so when you do a water bottle flip challenge, and it wets your target, bonus. But you definitely want to dry your knives off afterwards so they don't rust up. But there's the water bottle flip challenge. I had 2 bottles ready to go. I didn't need 2 bottles.
Martello says he thinks you guys are wearing the same boots. Ronnie says nice shot.
The Rockies. They're called the Rockies.
Yeah, he asked if they were belly build.
Rockies. So these are my military army boots, but I'm Navy. I'm working with the Navy right now. So I have different boots, so now I wear these ones for knife throwing. And they're Rocky editions. Obviously tan. Desert camo has been a thing for a lot of people. We have new digital camo coming out. It's a little lighter than more dark greens. So I'm cool. I'm looking forward to getting that next. When I get posted soon, maybe next year, I'll get those combats, and I'm excited. I'm excited for those. So that's the first challenge, everybody. Yo, hit the like button for that one. Woo!
He said Canada issues Rocky brand? Question mark. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rockies are a very common brand. We have, they give us money and you can pretty much go and get Under Armour if you want. It's whatever you want. But these were the first ones that I bought with them giving me money because I used to just buy myself SWATs, Magnums. But I bought these ones when they gave me money because for a while I was being stupid and I was just buying my own and not caring. But these were $360 boots. So I was like, yeah, I'll get whatever they give me. Are you all hearing the background music? Or do you want me to turn it up? Do you like that? All right, we're going to get into the next challenge. The next challenge is also fun. The next challenge is the paper plane challenge. Everybody can get yourself a piece of paper. This might be hard for those that can't fold a paper airplane, but you can Google or even YouTube how to make a paper airplane. You can find many designs. I made one to test to see if something different would help. but I'm gonna go with the basic one that I know with very good accuracy. And what you do is you just throw your paper airplane and you try to stick it to the target like you do a can. So that's what I'm gonna do too. Again, you wanna try this trick, or you wanna try the water ball trick, or you wanna try both of them. In one video or two, you tag me in them. I'd love to see them. So let's see how long it takes me to pin this thing now. This is a little more challenging. So every challenge is gonna go up a little level of difficulty. Ooh. Yeah, 'cause this one wants to go nose. If you can get one of those knives that want to go flat down, super awesome. This one's going to go straight in, so sometimes you have to stand at different, angles of the target to give yourself a better edge. So I'm going to stand a little off to the side here. I think that'll help. Usually it takes me just a couple throws to kind of like feel it. Yeah, this one's not easy. And only a handful of people have seen this done and have given it a try. So if you're one of those, I would love to see it. Oh, that was a good throw! I was just under it where it hit. I didn't tape. You can do your paper airplane and tape it so it doesn't open up. And you can make it easier. I always say, if you're making it easier, it's going to make you not as good. So harder it is, the better it is. Paper airplane challenge. Boom, here we go. Whoa. It is awkward. At the end of the day, you can throw this 100 times and eventually you'll get it. I kind of say it like this. I've heard it before talking about something else. Even a monkey can sit on a typewriter for 1,000,000 hours and eventually get a sentence or a word typed, right? So you can try something forever and eventually you'll get it. But what you can do is actually try, take your time, and then get it sooner. And you'll see that it's not just luck, it's more skill. That's what I try to go for. And that's why I call a lot of these sometimes challenges or skill shots, not trick shots. Trick shots are sometimes you can just throw a ping pong ball down the stairs and it will bounce a certain way and land in a cup. And you can do that blindfolded and just, miss 1,000,000 times and it's a trick shot because you got it once. That's not exactly what we're doing here. One thing, a tip, a really pointy knife will help. I hope everyone's Saturday's going well. Everybody that's been commenting, hanging out with me, I appreciate it. Shout out to my smoking hot wife being the moderator. That always helps. Usually I'm looking at the comments. I talk enough where that throws me off. I think that's the third or fourth throw. So it's not too bad yet. I like to get what I want to do at 10 feet done within 20 throws. Anything beyond that, I think there's more luck involved than skill. We'll put it that way.
Ooh, very nice.
What? Yo, Ned Forrester, shout out to you, brother. Yes, yes, yes. I haven't done that one in a long time.
Ronnie says nice.
Telling you, when those things can get done, when you do them, you're going to feel pumped up, man. Your jellies are going to feel awesome, an amazing feeling. Like that right there was at least a 50% Jimmy Russell right there.
Ronnie and Martello say nice.
And it doesn't cost you anything, man. This was a piece of paper that my kids drew a picture. I have saved many of pictures that they've drawn. This was not one of them. What was this one? So I just got my daughter enrolled into soccer and my other daughter into swimming. They're different. And she put the soccer team. Family soccer team.
Tortorici team.
The Tortorici team, yeah. So she drew that on a hilltop and then got distracted in a video game. I wrote, I love you. She wrote, I love you too. I saw the picture and I was like, I love you. She wrote, I love you too. And that was it. There wasn't much effort. So I used that as my target, my airplane. And if she's watching, that's going to be a little bit more cool for her. Shout out to you, Maya Elizabeth Tortorici. You're awesome. So that's the paper airplane trick. I believe I got it within 5 throws. It doesn't matter if it takes you 50 throws. You could be a beginner thrower. I've been throwing for maybe 6 years, close to 6 years, and I've been throwing almost every day for hours. If I'm deployed, I can't throw. But even when I'm deployed, I try to throw. Or if I'm isolated, I try to throw, like through COVID. I've been obsessed with throwing and I love it. It's a great hobby. I love, you know what, I am like my alone time and it's therapeutic. So when I can throw, everything just aligns and I just feel good, man. I can meditate on God's word. I can just get anxiety out of the window. I shut my mind off on everything else and I just focus on throwing and I love it. So one thing with power too, we're talking about this topic at the beginning. You can have a target right there. I like having targets everywhere. So you can generate that type of power on different levels, like elevations. Like I brought up, sometimes when it comes to power throwing, it might be defending against an animal, a raccoon with rabies. And they're going to be low to the ground. So can you do the same throw down? You want to be able to hit those marks anytime too. Where I trained in the beginning for 5 years, you can look at my channel. I have more videos in my last house, indoors and outdoors, where targets were at different distances, different heights, and there was dozens of them. That made me a really good instinctive combat thrower because I was able to throw at any place, at any time. You know, it was awesome. So if you can do that, I would advise you to do that. Have different levels of targets. Because generally too, people are always thinking about headshots. Whether you're a video game guy or you're a sniper, you think about headshots. Because it's the vitalist point. You can get a headshot in a zombie, done. You cut off their arm, they're still moving. So you want to get a headshot. When you're throwing a weapon and someone's looking, they see it coming, what's the first thing to move? The head. And it's fast too, right? They see it coming. What's not moving? What's staying in the same spot, right? Center of gravity. So having your targets maybe lower, higher, down by the bottom, you'll be able to aim for the center of gravity. I had a target at the center of gravity for years, and that's all I aimed at. And I knew, because that's where I'll be aiming, right? That's probably a safer bet. And for me as well, I like having targets at the bottom because an animal's coming my way, usually at this distance, I'm going to want to be able to hit low at any time without missing.
The Saw Grunt says, I appreciate your time sharing your skills. Nice airplane shot. Your attitude is an inspiration. Thank you. Subscribing from Florida.
Florida? I was just in Florida. I was in Fort Lauderdale. Yo, thank you for subscribing, man. Who is the name?
The Sog Grunt.
The Sog Grunt. Okay, SOG, because that's a knife throwing brand out there too. At Bass Pro Shop, you can get a bunch of Sog knife throwers. They're not too bad for beginners. But thank you for subscribing. I was just in Fort Lauderdale. I was meeting up with the U.S. Coast Guard Law Enforcement Detachment Unit. We just did some deployments with them, working with them. They were great to work with. right through all the Trump tariffs and stuff, Canada partnered up with America, where people don't realize that. And we fought drug people and took down millions of dollars off the streets of drugs, cocaine. People didn't know that, but that's what just I did, a month ago. And shout out to America. I love working with you. You've been our first allies. You're our neighbors. I love you guys more than I almost love my own country. I love you guys more than I love myself, just like I love my neighbors more than myself, or just like myself. And yeah, shout out to you guys. War shouldn't be glorified, but a lot of my life has been wrapped around a mindset towards it. And I feel great in a lot of things that go well. But not something that I like to sit in and think about, but you get trapped in those moments. That was a good time. That was a good time with America. It was my first time really working with America. I've worked with many countries before, New Zealand, Russians, Chinese, but America was, we connected. The Americans and I connected. This knife throws awesome. Did I get any comments about how a knife should be? How do you like a no-spin thrower? How thick do you like it? What weight do you like? What shapes do you like? Let me know in the comments your preferred no-spin knife. And then we're going to get into the next challenge, which is my third challenge, and it's the hardest challenge. So let me go get what I need for that. Here's a screwdriver. Like I said, you know how to throw it, where to throw it. You can stick it every time.
Victor from Mexico wants a knife. He says, give me one.
You can hang out and we'll do a giveaway. So I'm throwing an orange and I'm going to pin it. And I'll do a giveaway. And potentially you can win something from my sponsor. You can win a knife. You can win 3 knives. You can get a discount, which means you might have to spend $10, but you can get a knife. So a lot of people on my channel have been given knives for free. You might be that lucky winner. So stick around, hit the subscribe button. That's all you got to do is be a subscriber and make a comment when I ask you to. If you're watching, you have a chance to win. If you're not watching, you're not here, then out of luck for you. But you want to win a knife, I'd stick around. I love giving back to my viewers. I love giving back to you guys, man. Like, you guys make this for me better, so I want to make it better for you. And giving to you is probably one of the main ways I can do that, whether it's my time, entertaining you, or giving you knives, money towards knives. That's what I want to do. If you weren't here at the beginning, men have 3 knees, a right knee, a left knee, and a weenie.
Thank you, Victor, for subscribing and leaving a like. We appreciate that.
So this is the only channel that does giveaways every week. So with that said, I have 2 people who won in the last 2 weeks. and their giveaway is coming to them sooner than whoever's going to win tonight. So whoever's going to win, you got to kind of wait. And it depends on what you want, because a few things that are being given away are custom made, which is really cool. They don't got to pay a cent. I mean, shout out to Mark, Brother Boss, Bro Boss, Odyssey, Odie, Nobody's Knife Works, the man, the legend, the myth, the soon-to-be champ of knife throwing. Like, the guy's awesome in all ways. As a human, a knife maker, a person, a friend. I have nothing but good things to say to him, about him, to you. And so something will be given away, but you're just gonna have to be patient, depending on what you're getting or what you're asking or what your win is, and you'll get it. A lot of winners on this channel. Again, it's the biggest channel for giveaways, and I love giving back to you guys, because on YouTube, who doesn't like free stuff? All the greatest YouTubers out there, I mean, they give away things. So to be able to have a sponsor, he's giving away to you. I'm not. I'm just blessed to have him do that for you guys. I also will give away my own things, like my axes, tomahawks, knives. I will do that. I'm even thinking of something right now where maybe the first person to do one of those challenges that I just did and do them, tagging me in a video, the first person, I'll give you something. You don't know what it's going to be, but I guarantee you it might be sharp and pointy. All right, the final challenge. I have other trick shots to do and things we're going to do tonight. Let me just see where we're at. We're about halfway there. I love doing long lives. Again, this is a channel for knife throwing weapons. You'll never see somebody do a longer one than me, which I love doing long lives. I just love throwing for a long time. But this is a straw. So what we're going to do is we're going to pin this straw on the target randomly, and we're going to have to hit a knife through the straw. So how many times will that going to take? So I got 2 knives stuck in the straw back to back, but I was never able to do 3, and I stopped though. I didn't really keep going with it, but if you look in my videos, I got almost 600 of them. Tons of things you've never seen before on my channel. Maybe you'll binge watch and have a blast watching some of the things I've done before in the past. But one of them is a straw challenge. Hit a straw. I even threw a straw and pinned it. Maybe one day we'll do that, but those tricks do take 50 throws. Those were a hard one to throw. These are new paper straws, so they're a little easier to throw. I might do one of those live. Where did we get this straw?
Dairy Queen or Tim Hortons?
That was Timmy's. We want a lot of these because I can throw this, and then I would love to pin it.
This is Tim's.
I've done that once before where I threw a straw and pinned it. I've seen no one do that before. You can look on my channel. I have everything for proof. What we're going to do is pin that up there. If you're a knife thrower and you like to do the target challenges, aim small, you'll miss small. That's what they say. Get yourself a staple gun, because this thing comes in handy. Better than tape, better than anything. Your target can be wet. You can use this, and the staples don't affect your knives. And you'll staple this straw up there. So we'll throw off the bullseye because I've been aiming there. We'll throw it off a little bit here. We'll throw it up here and down here. Whoop.
Oh, while you stepped away, Victor wanted to let you know that I already subscribed and left my like.
Thank you, Victor. And I like that name, Victor. Like names with V's, I've always liked. If I had a boy, that was always what I liked. Victor, Vinny, Vincenzo, Vincent. I like those names. So good to have you, man. I thank you. I appreciate you subscribing. The more subscribers, the more giveaways. That's like even at 1,000. If we get to 1,000 today, I don't think we will. But when we get 1,000, I'm picking a lucky subscriber and I'm giving them 6 knives for free. Like I said, lots of giveaways on this channel. So with the straw challenge, you're not allowed to throw 3 knives in a row. You have to throw 1, get it. A lot of people do these accuracy challenges and they just throw like 6 knives at it and they eventually get it. I think that's a little bit less skill. If you can throw one, then you have to get out of your rhythm, retrieve your knife, and do it again. Each time, you have to really focus in, zero in. Take your time. Don't rush your throws. That's not going to help you. And it's not even going to make you, at the end of the day, even if you show us that you never missed and you posted your video, you're going to know. It took you 100 throws and you rushed and you just got it once. Like, you're trying to aim at something and you throw 100 balls from a bucket. You're going to hit it, you know, but there's no skill involved. There's just so many chances you had that you're eventually going to get one. So that's what I'm trying to say is all these can be things that are going to develop your skill. And that's what we're trying to do here. These challenges are going to make you better. Take your time, pick your spot, and make your shot count.
Ronnie says you'll hit your 1,000 this year.
Thanks, brother. Honestly, I'm hoping by the end of the month. I haven't put so much. I've been on YouTube probably for 5-6 years, and I really haven't put as much work into it as I did in the last few months. So, yeah, it's a slow grind. If I just had 800 for the rest of my life, I would be happy too, man. At the end of the day, it's not really about building my channel. It's about you guys, Ronnie, Proxy, you know, Arizona Boy, Martello. It's about these people that come back and say hi to me. If it was just 4 of you, I'd be cool about it. David, it's a lot of you, sorry.
I think you went up 32 subscribers since this live.
That's awesome. Right there, that's awesome.
Yes.
But again, it doesn't matter. So I don't know if you guys can see that straw. Can you guys see it? Yeah. So I'm aiming for the straw. I gotta pin that straw. Obviously, you're gonna be working on your accuracy, right? You don't obviously want to be way off. You don't want to be way off. You want to be right down that straw. And the way I aim, you've seen it before. This is my straight shooter throw. That's how I dial in. That was kind of off, I gotta be honest. That's way more than I want. But you know what? My body's in getting bullseyes. Now I gotta throw it off a bit. And that's the challenge that I'm giving myself.
So, Justin just joined the chat. He says, hello. Just started knife throwing. I could throw underthrow, and I'm trying to overhand throw now.
I think I know Justin. You've been commenting a few times, so it's good to see you here.
Hi.
A couple Justins, if it's not the one I'm thinking of, it's good to have you. Overhand is obviously more dominant. Underhand, you're restricting power. If you weren't, you'd see baseball pitchers throwing underhand 100-mile-an-hour fastballs, but they're not. They're throwing overhand. Overhand is better. Underhand is fun. I can throw underhand, no spin. You know, underhand is fun. It's cool. It's less pain on your arm. You could probably throw underhand more without having any problems. I give it that. Underhand's cool. It's fun. I've done it a lot. But overhand, you're gonna enjoy. You're gonna get more out of it. Ooh, so I'm an inch off right there. That's what you want every throw. You want an inch off. And you don't want to hit the straw on your 100th try. But you want to be an inch off until you get it. Ooh, I sniped it on the side. My 3rd throw. But the problem is I didn't stick the straw. That doesn't count. I moved the straw. I was way off. And then I got an inch close to it. And then I touched it.
So Victor says, how long should I practice to achieve that skill? And then Ronnie says, I can't throw conventional at all, instinctive only.
Instinctive's the best. Conventional is too robotic. It's just competition-wise. Otherwise, it's not good. But the other comment before that, say that again.
They want to know how long they should practice to achieve these skills.
Ooh. Well,
every day.
Every day, man. The best advice people have been given, and it's been said before, is throw every day. People say 20 minutes a day. When I was lucky to get into knife throwing during COVID. and it gave me a lot more time in a day. I had an indoor range and an outdoor range, and my indoor range I can throw up to 8 meters, so I was able to get expert level range, snow, doesn't matter the weather, I was able to throw. So the more throwing you can do, the better. The best out there are working harder than the person that's second place. The first place person works harder. They put more time. So depending on how motivated, how driven you are to get to what level you want to get to, it's all dependent on you. You know, of course we have families, we have jobs, we have things to do. But we as humans have become lazier. In this generation, lazy. Kids are becoming lazy. Electronics, all these things are slowing us down to be driven to do more in a day. We can do a lot in a day. So you always have 20 minutes to throw knives. You should at least get 20 minutes a day in throwing. Come out here, throw for 20 minutes. If you can throw for an hour, even better. You wake up in the morning and throw for an hour before work. You come home after work and throw for an hour. Before bed, you come out for 20 minutes. Like, you think about a routine to get yourself into. Bodies, humans love routine. They love a bad routine and they love a good routine. You gotta get yourself into the right routine. Whatever routine you're gonna get into, you're gonna get comfortable and you're gonna enjoy it. Even if it's unhealthy and it's gonna make you fat and lazy, you're gonna enjoy it. Don't get into the wrong routine. Push yourself and do more because you can. You can. Energy is in getting a good sleep, eating the right food, drinking the right. Don't drink juice boxes, pops, beers. Dedicate your life to trying to be healthy. Make the right choices. Right? What did I have today? Protein pancakes, a bone broth. I had bone broth cooked in rice with chicken. You know, I eat a lot of healthy stuff. Like, and that's what I do every day. I'm not pounding sugar down and carbohydrates, carbs. Like, I'm focused on protein. I'm focused on health, you know, and what you're eating is going to definitely benefit your energy levels. Get a good sleep too. Get that 8 hours every night. Find a way to improve your sleep. What's affecting you? Are you looking at your phone before bed? You watching TV before bed? Right? Those things, read before bed. Read a book. You know, put red lights in your room. LED red lights. No flickers. Don't have flicker lights. You know? Drink a glass of milk before bed. Bone broth before bed. Things that are going to help you sleep. Because sleep is super important. Let's get that straw.
So Justin says, my dad taught me as a young kid how to throw knives underhand. He just passed away, so I just want to keep doing what he taught me.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. Everyone, throw some love for Justin in the chat.
Yes.
Throw some love in the chat for Justin right now. I mean, that's in a way how your father's looking down on you, doing what he left for you. What a joy that is to do. I'm here for you, brother. Anything you need, you let me know.
He says, plus it's good for me to get back into. I've been off cigarettes for 10 years, so it's nice to keep myself busy.
Another congratulations to Justin in the chat for quitting smoking. I'm 2 months, almost 2 months off smoking right now, and I'm very happy about that. I never was super addicted to it, but I got into it in the Navy, and it's just, there's nothing good about it. There's nothing good about it. So I'm very disappointed I even did. You know, again, 1 or 2 a day, still didn't matter. 1 or 2 a day is horrible. Congrats, bro. Congrats. It's a big one to get over. I think we're on throw 6 or 7. One thing I like telling everybody is only crazy people try the same thing expecting different results. So if something's not working, try something different. I'm going to step just a little bit over. If all my throws are going off to the right, if I step just a slightly bit over, I might line it up. Let's try that. I did get closer. This is, again, level 3 difficult challenge. Do the snipe a straw, tag me in your video. I'd love to see it. First person to do one of the 3 challenges that I did, I'll give you a prize. All you gotta do is make a video of doing it, tag me in it. You don't gotta show me all your misses. Just do it, tag me in it, you win. You're the first person. When I got two knives into it, again, that's next level. I was going for 3. I did it. Boom, sniped. Within 10 throws. And that's what you want, man, because then it becomes a skill shot. And that knife is perfectly in there. It's not over-rotated. It's not under-rotated. That thing was so in there, I tried to wiggle it out, and I broke that straw right in half. That's exactly what I want to see in a video. I hope somebody tries these, because it's a fun thing to do. It's a fun thing to do. Don't worry, Ned Forrester is coming out with that one. Like I said, when I can do those tricks or skill shots, again, I get caught in saying tricks, but they're skill shots. When I can do those things, and it doesn't take me long like that. Whoa! Yo, buddy! What? Yeah! That's what I'm talking about! Ah. That right there is a celebration chair, right there. Oh, I almost got a splinter. I went and grabbed the wood up there, and it just, wood went right into me. I don't know why I never grabbed up there before. Yo! Yes! Is that the Ned Forrester dance? I think
Yeah,
it is.
it's pretty close.
Guys, that stuff's fun to do.
Victor says he's retiring. I have to keep working, but I send you my warmest regards. That might be towards Justin. Justin said it
Shout
was,
out to you, Victor.
Justin said it was kind of cool with my old man who taught me how to throw screwdrivers before knives. He just did a screwdriver.
That's what I tell it. Anybody think if you can't throw a knife, you can't get your hands on a knife, you get yourself a screwdriver. Boom. You know, anything that's pointy will stick if you throw it, in a sense. Depends on what you're throwing at. If you're throwing at a piece of steel, a dumpster, it might not. But most woods, it will stick. Most humans, animals, flesh, it will stick. Styrofoam, boxes. Really cool. Like screwdrivers is some people, that's how they learn. So if you learn that way, that's how a lot of people, I've been to knife throwing community, I talk to a lot of them, most of them. And a lot of them still to this day, after years of throwing, decide to throw a screwdriver. It's just comfortable, it's cheap, and it works. I don't mess with it. I know exactly how to throw it, right? Because I know it's not like I'm measuring. I just put my thumb right to the top, where my thumb goes to the handle. I hold that. I stand at about a little over 10 feet. Boom. That was way off, but I still stuck it nice and straight. Maybe we'll stick a can with this. But what we're gonna do is a giveaway. So the giveaway's coming up. So if you're on right now, you got a chance to win something from Nobody's Knife Works. Usually it's a bit of a surprise, but for the most part, people are just getting from him knives. Like he can give you a coupon, like 25% off. He can give you a knife. He can give you 3 knives. He can give you a t-shirt. Something is going to be given to a winner right now. What I'm going to do for this is I'm going to throw an orange. Organic. These things have gotten a little ripe and are a little hard. I'm going to throw this and I'm going to stick my knife through it from 10 feet. I'm going to throw it and I'm going to pin it. How many tries is it going to take me? Only a knife throw counts as 1. You put your guesses in the chat, you got a chance to win. You got to be a subscriber and you got to put a guess in. So throw a number, only 1 guess is allowed. You can't put, if you lock in, your guess and you change it before I throw, I'll allow it. If somebody guesses 4 and another person guesses 4, the first person that guessed 4 is going to win. So you got to be able to change it up. If you see someone guessing 4, you want a 4, you're going to have to pick 5, 6, 7. So, you know, it can happen 20, it can happen 1, it can happen 15. It's throwing an orange. No one's ever done this live before. I've never done this live before, so I don't know what's going to happen. It could take me 30 throws. You know, last week, I did a hard trick shot, and it took me 30 throws. So, it's up to you.
So, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he started off by going, you can't hit a can, your skill is mid at best, skills, no way, 2,200 tries.
I've had people guess 10,000 before.
Alana says 7, Ronnie says 12, he wants to change his guess to 9. Ricardo said 22.
Yo, Zabu, you must be new, Zabu. Zaboomafoo, this is Zaboomafoo. I watched Zaboomafoo a lot growing up. Zaboomafoo. Anyway, Zaboomafoo, I think you might win. 2,200? You locked in? We might be here for a while. I did have a live where I threw 1,000 times and then I pinned a hockey puck. But you gotta be new.
He says it's a fake name, but he says, what's up? What's up? It's a fake name.
Yo, you're probably
He
part of
wants
the
to lock in at
225.
9.
9? Zaboomafoo?
Yep.
Okay, I think 2,200 was better. I think 2,200 was better, but you might be new. I'll put anybody that wants to be added to my haters count. I usually post a video updating it, and you could be that person. So just let me know if you want to be added. No one's offended in this chat. Like anybody on my channel, you better not be a snowflake, because we don't get offended here. You can say whatever you want in my chat. You just might not like the response. So you got to watch out what you're saying, because you might be the one offended.
Zaboomafoo subscribed.
Yo, Zaboomafoo, thank you.
Ricardo, we saw your guests locked in at 22.
Martello and Zaboomafoo have been my highlight of this live.
Zaboomafoo.
So, honestly, Zaboomafoo, I might update my thumbnail and throw Zaboomafoo in
You
it.
should change your name to actually Zaboomafoo.
I think it is, though. It's just a different way to sound it. Zaboomafoo. Like, that sounds like...
That sounds fair.
It sounds... Okay, alright. Props, man. Thanks for the subscription. Share it. Share the video. Share it. Share it.
Justin says 6. That's his guess. I'm taking
What's the
pictures
highest?
and saving
What's the
them.
highest?
22.
Because we can always look back. I usually do that. I look
I
back.
take photos, so I have their names and stuff.
Yeah.
Their guess.
Regardless, we're gonna make sure we got the right answer. All I ask of the winner is to take a screenshot of their name, and when you email me, you can send me that screenshot to prove it's you, so that some bot isn't trying to be you or a fake account trying to be you. I want to make sure I get the giveaway to the right person. So that's all I ask. You email me their screenshot, and then we'll do the details, and I'll get you a prize. Like I said, the sky's the limits. Like people have, like hundreds of dollars have been given away. My boss is the man. He's the man. He's the man. While the guesses are coming in, I'm gonna take a little second here, drain the main vein. When I come back, we're gonna warm up and we're gonna do this. As soon as I throw that first try, no more guesses. Get your guesses in.
Ricardo, how it normally works is you keep your guests locked in. If he goes like on for a really, really long time, normally he will reset and let you guys guess again. But you've already guessed 22, so you're locked in. Alana, that's really sweet. I have to be honest, where we live, I don't see a lot of animals on the street here, but maybe we can do an SPCA donation or something. Zabubathu, that would be funny, but I thought your guess was 2,200. I guess it was 22 with a bunch of zeros. Just added a few zeros, yes.
Just so everyone's aware, I want to do my lives outdoors in my outdoor range, where I can throw it like 20 meters. But it's rained all day today. Soaked. The whole backyard's flooded. I'm not catching a break because the weather is right now. And normally I'm going to want to do my lives outside with a bonfire. You know, neighbors come over. The lives are pretty cool outside. I have big spotlights so I can go in the dark and it still looks like daytime. So the lives outside get jamming. And trust me, we're going out there. I definitely want to do a live out there where I throw real knives. I have a lot of real knives that I like to throw, but I like to do them outside. It's a softer target, and the knives have handles, G10, plastic, Markita, and they're really nice and sharp. I don't want to miss. Sometimes I miss. Maybe in this live, I only missed once. You know, and I got lucky there. Maybe it's more skill than luck, but at the same time, I feel a little lucky because I miss sometimes a little bit more than I did on this live. But I think I did more talking too on this live. But are we guess? Are the guesses in?
We got some guesses, but Alana says she's just doing this for fun. But if she wins, she wants us to give a free meal to street animals. Told her we don't really see a lot of homeless animals in our area, but maybe if she wins, we'll go to the SPCA and make a donation.
I like the sound of that. Shout out to you. Was that Elena?
Oh, yes. Zabumafu wants to know what the least we forget flag is.
That down there, I'm in the military. Almost 20 years in the military. Remembrance Day. That's a flag for Remembrance Day. So there's a poppy, lest we forget. So for the past, present, and future shows, people who have given their lives to serve their country in the military, that flag's for you. That's what that flag's for. I'm in the Army. You could be in the Navy. You can be in the Air Force. That flag's for you.
Before you start, is it okay if I just run inside real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Alana says thank you. She appreciates that. Ricardo says, me and my buddies used to turn butter knives into throwing knives when we were kids.
Butter knives, man. Yeah, they're pretty hard to throw. Good on you to do that.
They're fun though.
They are fun. Being able to do all that flick and then throw it, like that's a cool satisfaction feeling. Very cool. Canada has a lot of restrictions on what we're allowed, what's by like law you can own. So butterfly knives, anything with spring-loaded knives, throwing stars, throwing cards, all that stuff's illegal in Canada. It sucks in Canada. Anyways, anybody who wants to win or is putting a guess in and you don't want your prize, you can also give it away to somebody in the chat. Somebody that might want to start throwing and they might want a set of knives but they can't afford one. So if you want to donate it to an animal shelter, we'll do that. If you want to donate anything, you just let me know. It's kind of like your win. What do you want to do with it? And you just let us know. So throw your guesses in the chat. My moderator stepped out. I'll wait for her to come back. I'll give you guys another couple minutes. So the flag, yeah, there's a story. So that has a bunch of ships, planes. So that picture, that flag right there, is kind of talking about Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, Canada. The harbor, the East Coast was attacked. Very surprised, and it was one of the worst attacks in history on the West Coast. So you can see kind of like the planes coming through. The poppy is a certain flower that was planted in Flanders fields, and there's a whole poem. And you know, the poppy represents, like, you can see it looked like a bullet wound. But where the poppies grow is where a lot of the soldiers were buried in World War I and II. So the poppy represents the remembrance of those soldiers. So that's what the red is. It looks like blood. It looks like a shot, like a bullet, and it spreads. So that's kind of the story behind remembering, lest we forget. We don't want to forget the history, because if we do, we're doomed to repeat it. All right.
Girls were calling me.
We're going to pin an orange. First time ever on a live.
So Elena is from Japan.
Wow.
And she says, be careful with knives. Good wishes from Japan. Justin lost his little brother to a special forces.
Justin.
I grew
What's his
up in
last
the
name?
Hits.
There's a Justin that has been on for a while.
And this is the Justin that we were talking about his dad earlier.
Okay. He might be a newer one. Nice to see you, Justin Hits.
They grew up in the woods. Dad had me throwing Bowie knives as a kid. Very heavy chunk of steel.
Bowie knives are definitely a big chunk of steel. I have some Bowie looking knives. But Justin, bro, you know, I feel for you, and I'm glad you found my channel, because if there's someone out there to understand, I think I do. So, again, my email's in the description if you ever want to reach out to me. But just know I got a lot of respect and love for you and your family and what they've given, because that's more than a lot of people will ever give. Like, that's the max. That's like you've reached the highest level of human. Yeah, it's a tough one to talk about, but because you're able to, I'm gonna stay strong with you. And man, a lot of people got to learn from people like you, because their stories being able to talk about is better than just holding that in, because they deserve to be mentioned. They deserve to be mentioned and talked about. And if you want to throw in the chat your dad's name, I'm definitely gonna let the world know. And your brother.
Yeah, he said the worst thing is when they came and they showed up and they let my family know that his brother wasn't coming home. Yeah. Zabumafu says you were in Canadian
You got us choked
Army.
up here.
I know. I'm trying not to.
Custom Bowie knife that I have for throwing.
So Zabumafu says he respects and appreciates you telling him the meaning of the flag. A lot of good symbols.
Zabumafu, thank you for joining again, man. Not to skip over the fact of what just happened, Justin, I'll never forget. Justin, Hates. Hates. So Justin, no matter how long I do this, and if I got 1 million people watching, I'll never forget you, bro. All right, if everyone's guess is in, if I throw this orange, you can change your guess. You can switch it up. I haven't really thrown much. Just warming up. I gotta pin this orange to that piece of wood behind me. If your guess is in, your guess is locked in. If you want to change it up, you better do it quick. And anyone else watching, we're doing a giveaway.
Oh, I kind of explained to them normally once their guesses are in.
If anyone new was watching, throw your guess in right now. You're just in time for my giveaway. You can win yourself a set of knives. You can win yourself some money towards knives. You can win yourself a whole lot of stuff. Like, I'm just giving away. I'm a sponsored knife thrower, so my sponsor is going to give back to you guys, which is like, I mean, I can't be more happy with who has sponsored me as a knife thrower, because the person is super awesome. Like, you can look in my description and see his shop. He's only getting his own website. He's got his own shop. The guy's just expanding his knife throwing designs and makes in his business even higher levels. So it's really cool to see where it's going, and what I can give to you guys is just magic. It's just awesome stuff. So this giveaway is brought to you by Nobody's Knife Works, and we're gonna get going right now. If I were to guess, I always like saying, if I were to guess, 11. 11 is my number. Does anyone guess 11?
No.
Okay, 11's my guess. What's your guess, honey?
Oh, if I had to say, lucky number 7, like
7?
Atlanta. Yeah.
7, 11. Dun, dun.
Ned Fields or whatever his name is.
Ned Forrester.
Forrester.
He's the man. If you guys don't know Dude Perfect on YouTube, check them out. If Dude Perfect were ever to reach out to me for a trick shot, man, that would be a dream come true. Because you boys are my brothers in Christ as well. And I love watching Dude Perfect. Here we go. Here we go. You can't change up your guess. Here we go. I got to throw my knife for it to count as 1. If I throw the orange, but I don't throw my knife, it doesn't count. Ooh, it was low. I gotta get my my orange. I have not thrown an organic piece of food for a while. Just so you guys know, like, it's an orange.
Carnivore throwing organics.
Oh, well, I'm animal based now because I used to be carnivore for a while, like 3 months, and then I added in eggs, dairy, fruits. I don't eat a bunch of fruits. I like berries. If it has the name berry in it, I'll eat it. So I'm still at 0. Oh no, I threw my knife. I'm at 1.
Yes,
so
1.
This is number 2. Normally I throw a can, a ring, anything else. I never throw this. It's heavy. It's much more heavy. And I gotta throw with more power to be able to penetrate it and stick it. And I gotta stick it more in the center because if I stick it on the top, it'll just rip and it won't stay. So I try to get more challenging trick shots for these lives. All right, so we're at 1. This is the number 2. And the trick for this is to hit the target. I can't like hit it in the air and bring it. So that's number 2.
Chad is just it's emotional. So sad.
About Justin?
Yeah, so everyone's just giving their wishes to Justin. He said it was hard because I'm the oldest and he was my baby brother.
Send some love in the chat for Justin, everybody. Throw some love in the chat. Throw some hearts. Throw some hearts right now.
Elena said, sorry for your loss, Justin. God bless all. Zabumafu lost his best friend that was a Marine, a PTSD. A lot of scars that they couldn't see. Yeah.
Yeah,
One of the things I
war is not to be glorified. Whatever happens there is ugly and it's gross. All right, this is number 3. Yeah?
Yes, 3.
I try, but I don't know the guesses. So I'm not trying for anybody. I'm trying every single throw. I'm trying. That's exactly what I want. I want it to hit the target like that. And you want to meet. As soon as it hits the target, you want the knife to hit it. Those are, like, again, this is weird. This is a bit weird. Is that number 3? Then this is number 4.
That was 4.
That was 4, so this is 5?
Yes.
It's still cold in here, look.
I know, it is cold tonight.
Right, is everyone hearing the music in the background nicely?
You've asked that a couple times and no one's replied.
Because if you can't hear it, I'll turn it up because I like it. I want to have music. So
I was hearing it when I checked earlier.
I want to make sure if you guys can hear that music in the background. I know I'm talking a lot, but for those moments I'm not talking. So this is number 6. This is number 6. Because that was number 5.
Everything sounds good. Zabumafu, we are in Nova Scotia, Halifax.
Yes, we are. Number 6. Here we go. Ooh, I hit it there. It was in line with it there. Okay.
Alana likes the music. It's so chill.
This is the first time I'm doing the live with music. I mean, every other time I didn't have it, and I think it's sending those positive vibes your way. You know what I mean? Those positive vibes. I like it. It's not the best music because it's got to be non-copyright music, but it's definitely chill. All right, this is number 7.
Ooh, not my 7. Not Atlanta's 7.
That was your 7. And like
Yeah,
I said,
in
I said
Atlanta,
11.
in Atlanta, she's like very close.
Oh, I know. That was probably the closest one.
So Boomerfoo says 9 looks good. So close.
The less I talk and the more I get in the zone.
Yeah.
My knife throws are perfect. They say half the trick is throwing like this to your object. This is no problem. Throwing my knife is no problem. So this is number 8.
Yes.
It's not easy like you guys think. I got like a split second and perfection's gotta meet. I'm always fixing this. I gotta duct tape this thing. All right, number 9. Sorry there. But if you're closest, you don't have to be right on. If you're closest, you still win.
Without going over.
It's not Price is Right. So you can be closest by going over or closest by being under. I'm almost about to get rid of that. All right, here we go. Number 10. This isn't easy. Hey guys, like, I've done trick shots where I just get them too quick. So I've tried to get harder things to make this a little bit more fun so that people, because there's more people guessing, have a better chance of winning. This is number 11. Honestly, that was the closest one. I feel like I hit it. No? That was my number 11. All right, we're on number 12. It's still not bad.
And that's number 12 was Ronnie's guess.
All right, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
I'm sorry.
Imagine I hit it there. I was right beside it. That was dead bullseye. All right, 13. It's not Friday the 13th, is it?
No.
I know it's Saturday. You gotta like flip it near the center balance on your finger, and you can rotate it back. You can flip it sideways on your thumb. You can go backwards on your thumb. Oh, oh, oh. Just gotta. It's fun. Like if I was in school again, like high school, I would just have a knife and I would sit in my class listening to the teacher. They would think I'm crazy, but I'd just be chilling. So this is number 14. Still number 14. Number 15. Oh, it bounced on the knife! Oh! Number 16. Like I said, this was going to be a harder one. I knew it. This is the longest one. Nope, last week, 30. I don't even remember what I did. All right, here we go. There's Ronnie. Ronnie won. He probably will remind me what you won, how you won it. Oh my goodness, that was it.
Bruno B says less arc on the orange and throw the orange more straight at the wood.
I like it. Let's try that. Oh, I think you're right, bro. I'm usually throw things that way anyways. Who said that?
Bruno B.
Bruno, nice. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. I believe this is number... Sorry, you should be paying attention more. You're on your phone. This is the giveaway. Please help me out here. What number are we at then? We're at 18 or 19. So if somebody in the chat can help me out, I think we're at 19. My moderator was doing something else.
Someone said let's go 16, so...
That was probably a couple seconds ago. I'm sorry that usually I'm paying attention, but I relied on my moderator there and she failed me. I think we're at 18 or 19.
$18.
Okay, I gotta do what Bruno said. We're still at 18. Oh. All right, that was 18. How many people pin organics? I pinned a grape and a cherry tomato before. I've pinned an orange before. All right, 19. I think I gotta focus in a little bit more. 20. I like it because the orange is so bright, but it's tough. 21. I've never counted this high. I reset last week from 20 to 10. Was at 30. 22. Oh man, that bounced. What's the highest guess? Can you let me know?
22 is the last highest guess we locked in.
Alright, I'll go
Before
for a
we
bid
started.
here, and we might re-guess, but if I'm within 35, whoever guessed 22 will win. If at 35, we'll reset. Because this isn't that exactly the easiest thing. Alright, here we go. 23.
Wow.
22 wins. Like
22 wins.
That can't be more. And I always it's close to bullseye. I mean, that's close to bullseye. Oh man, that's right in there. All that got in there. That's about 3 inches right in there. Who's the winner? Who's 22?
Ricardo.
Ricardo! Congratulations! You are the winner of the giveaway. Oh man, can I throw it again? That orange is done. Ricardo, there's your entry and exit wound of the organics. Not too bad. I'll take 23. You know why too? Michael Jordan, the GOAT, the best basketball player. I love Jordans. I have a bunch of Jordan shoes. Ricardo, congratulations. Everybody throw up a congratulations in the chat for Ricardo. You're my winner. All I ask you, Ricardo, take a screenshot of your name so that you can prove to me it's you when you email me. My email is in the description. And then we'll go from there, man. I'll be in contact with you. You just email me proving it's you. Let me know you're the winner. Even if you just email me the screenshot. A lot of people just email me the screenshot and I'll know it's you. And then we'll go from there. What you're gonna win. So congratulations, Ricardo. I'm glad I did it within 23, cause frick, an orange is not easy. And now my whole knife is super sticky. My hands are super sticky. So give me a second here to dry that off. Thank you everybody for participating. We're gonna do some more stuff. We're gonna do some can pins, some power throws. We're still gonna have some fun. The giveaway is done, so congratulations, Ricardo. Everybody that participated, appreciate you. It makes it better. I'm glad I can give away stuff. You tune in next week. I do giveaways every week. Every week. Every time I'm live, there's a giveaway. I'll do giveaways randomly, and I'll also be on live randomly. So hit the notification bell, hit the like button, do the things. Do the things! You know the things. Do the things! Even though I don't care. It's just, it's free. Like, there's a deal right now. It's free 99. Right, babe? It's free 99?
It's free 99.
It's free 99. Who was on there that said I couldn't pin cans? Or that it was going to take 2020?
It was Zaboomafoo!
Zaboomafoo! It took me 23 times, not 2,300 times.
It was 2,200.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to guess 22, but someone else already had it, which was our winner, Ricardo. So he was like, if it's 22, I'm going to be pissed because that was going to be my next guess.
2 at once. These are harder trick shots, and I'm trying to do harder ones, so the number might be a little bit higher than normal.
The SOG grunt says take care, he's got to take off.
Oh, hey, that works. Take care, man. SG grunt?
SOG grunt.
SOG, oh, right, yeah, SOG. Thank you for stopping by, man. Honestly, have a good one. See what I like to do? I like to lean back with my leg. Oh, try that again. Lean back with my leg.
Zaboomafoo said, I only started out as a hater.
Ah! You're going to remember yourself as starting out as a hater. That's okay in my books, man. Start out as a hater, because right now, we're friends. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I think we're good now.
Alana says, I subscribe. Unfortunately, I must go. Have a nice day. Wishes you all. Be careful with the knives, and God bless you all.
God bless, Elena. Honestly, if you show up again, I don't have a lot of subscribers. Maybe it'll be a chance I can get you guys something for free. So, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night. Look at those throws, right? You want to be able to throw at any position. I love this target. It's fresh, too. Just set this up today as I clean my garage.
So Boomafoo's got to go. Says God bless.
God bless, man. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you were here, man. Zaboomafoo and Martello have been my highlight of this live. So just remember that I'll never forget you, man. I'll never forget you.
Martello said, yeah, he had to leave. He had to shower after bush cutting the property today.
Ah, yes. I cut the grass yesterday. I know how that stuff is. All right. 2 hours and 28 minutes. Right around there. We just got a little bit to go. We're going to pin some cans and throw some speed power throws.
Yeah, when you come back, Crawler X wants to know what's your EDC.
Oh, that's a good question. That's my favorite topic is the EDC, everyday carry. All right, I'll get into that.
Get out there and throw it, Ronnie, if you only got 15-20 minutes of daylight left. Bruno, he loves his garage. It's definitely his man cave. This is where you'll find him if he's not in the house, that's for sure.
All right, who is that to ask my EDC thrower?
That was. Hold on, I gotta scroll up here a little bit.
Because there's more comments.
Yes, that was Crawler X. Bruno B said he needs a man cave like this. And then Ronnie just got home.
Oh yeah, you want to get a little look? I got my ATV. It's a garage. Got everything set up clean, bikes and everything there. Got my knives, all my tool bench, sander where I dry my knives, my table saw, all my tools. Got a little indoor fridge. I've installed a wood burning stove for the winter. Got my smoking hot wife. Fishing. All my other weapons are inside. I don't leave them out in the garage. But I definitely like this garage. I've just been talking about my wife today about how awesome. Because I've had garages before, but nothing's like this. Maybe the one in Trenton would have been pretty cool, but it would have had to have a wood burning stove in it.
Justin, have a good night. You do not want to be in the doghouse with the wife. It's movie night. He's got to go. Or else he's going to be in the doghouse with the wife, so he's got to go.
Totally understand, man. Justin,
God bless you.
it was a pleasure having you. Like I said, I'll never forget you, man. God bless. God bless. You and your family. All right. Let's do a couple of these speed throws.
Oh, did you show off your EDC?
Oh, right. Thank you for reminding me. That's why I have a moderator. Okay. Part of this answer is going to be a little bit secret because the EDC throwers, I don't want to show as much. I'll show you a few, but what I carry on me, I'll show you what is exposed. What I have hidden rotates. I rotate a few throwers, but what I have exposed is normally always carrying around a Tops knife. It's an American knife. My Sky Marshall, custom made, coolest weatherman down the spine. This thing is 8 millimeters thick, tanto tip, 9 inches long. It's got a pry bar, smasher glass, whatever you want to call that in the back. Good crimping. It's got some razor, I forget what those are called. Maybe it'll come to me. Serrated edge, so a little serrated edge right here. The guard is in the best guard I've ever felt. Like for my finger to go in there, and if you want to choke up a bit to get some work done, this thing is so beef and heavy. I love the handle. It's squared off. It's not round, so I can throw it if I want. It's so tough. This thing can do it all. It can do it all and more. For self-defense, hammer grip, super comfortable. Front grip, unbelievable. It's just the best knife I've ever felt in my hand. And I have a lot of Tops knife. The weight, everything about this knife is absolutely, it's aggressive, the tip. It's just so good, durable. The sheath is a rotating 360 clip. I can position this any way on my belt that I want. I love it.
Crawler says pocket clip EDC.
So my pocket clip is obviously, I wouldn't throw this one, but I would if I had to. I always will have a knife ready, and usually that's my pocket, my boot knife, or a neck knife. I don't prefer neck knives at all. So pocket knives and boot knives are legit because sometimes you can be taken down and someone's on top of you. You'll be able to get to your pocket. You'll be able to get to your boot a lot easier than your neck. So I like to keep a knife there. Obviously, having a carry-on bit for self-defense, I love because for me, it's a defensive. It's not an attack weapon. So this is a Fox knife. It's made in Italy because I'm Italian and I love Fox knives. So the way to hold this, you don't want to put your fingers in that. It's just for fun. It's just for show. It also gives you a good, comfortable grip because you can't slide down and you can't slide up. But all day, get away from me. Get away from me. Go home. I don't want to deal with you. Right? Like, however you want to do it, all I'm doing is scratching you or cutting you or getting you away from me, and I'm not touching you. This is just a bear claw coming at you. Bears are gonna swipe at you, and I can do this all day long. I can do this for hours, I feel like, without getting tired, backing up, going around. Like, however I have to defend myself with this thing, it's super sharp, and that is just a bear claw. That's a polar bear claw. That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex tooth. That's a Tyrannosaurus Rex foot, like toe. You get that thing, and you come down. I don't necessarily like to go up, although you can get different kind of martial arts that way. Like if someone's arm, you can hook them. You can go around their neck. There's different things you can do, but I'd pull that out and I'd flip it and I'd have it ready like this. So that wouldn't be to throw. That would be my hand-to-hand combat knife. But at the same time, it's a last resort. I'm gonna have a lot more knives on me. This one here, like I said, I can even punch you. This is a very good, like, not gonna hurt my knuckles. It fits in my hand very comfortably. For those that have bigger mitts like me. And I mean, I don't want to send you to the hospital at the end of the day. I don't want to fight. So if I can get out of it, I've gotten out of fights before where I didn't have to hurt the person. You know, I did a lot of martial arts where it's called Aikido. That's Aikido is to use the momentum of the attacker, and it's to put them in a position peacefully. So you don't have to hurt them. But it can bring them to the ground in a dance. Right? So you could do different dances with people based on the movement they're giving you, and you just do a little dance with them. You do a little shimmy dimmy, and they go down. That's generally the martial arts that I like. I don't want to hurt people. I just want to defend myself if you don't give me a chance to get out of it. But yes, EDC throwers, and I got plenty more because I narrowed it down to what I want. And sometimes if you get one thing, you might think that's good, but there could be something better. So I got a plethora of EDC throwers, EDC knives, folders, full tang, a bunch of knives that I like.
Crawler says, right on, brother. He says, I make automatic pocket knives called Piranha knives. Not sure if you've ever heard of them, but we make side openers, the OTFs.
Yeah, because it depends on what country you're from. Those automatic openers aren't allowed in Canada. So the side flip, the fold knives are allowed. They can deploy just as fast as spring-loaded butterfly knives. It's just a flick of the wrist. Some knives I have that are folders are cold steel. They're very good and durable. The locks on them are very tough, and they're designed, some of them, where when you pull them out of your pocket, it opens. It deploys as you pull it out, and I really like that stuff too. But if this could be, it opens automatically, it'd be cool. But you train to be able to get it open really quick, anyways. You shouldn't have a weapon on you that you don't use. You're just going to get yourself freaking screwed up, or you're going to be giving it away because you don't know what you're doing with it.
Yeah, Bruno says that will leave scratches, that will leave deep lacerations.
Yeah.
And then
I wouldn't, again, accuracy, right? Knowing your distance. If someone's arm's coming at me or a knife's coming at me, I might just try to scrape their wrists. Yeah, that's going to probably leave a gouge. Hopefully I just have to leave one. And I just look at the guy and go, yo, your wrist, you need to get to a hospital now, man. I didn't want to do that. Please just go. I'm done. Leave me alone. I'm backing up. I don't want to do this right now. I wouldn't want to fight somebody. This is stuff you don't want to do. So if it has to be done, maybe you can just do the least amount possible, and the guy can go home with a few stitches and get sober and regret what he did and change the way he lives, right? At the end of the day, that's my goal. If worst case scenario comes.
Crawler, if you want to, Josh's email's in the description. You can send him your information. You might want to check him out. It'd be kind of cool, see what he makes.
I would love it, Crawler. I would love it, man.
Yeah.
And honestly, if we get talking and I get something, most likely I'm gonna display it on my channel, make a video specifically. Usually when someone, if I buy something or someone reaches out to me and gives me something, I'm going to make a video and give the best critique I can and show everybody what it can and can't do, and make it look awesome. So I'm sure whatever you're offering is probably not bad.
So there's a few people saying, how do you feel about being in the 51st state?
I would love it.
And
Bullseye.
Martello says 51st state, welcome Canada. Did that just happen or something? Or?
No. But Carney and Trump just had a meeting, and they went over a little bit. Like it was like, we want you. Trump was like, we want you to be the first state. There's a lot of benefits to it. Carney kind of like side pushed it away, like we're never for sale. There's some things that will never be for sale, and then Trump's kind of like, oh, you never know. Oh. But at the end of the day, you can't just sell a country. Yeah, the benefits behind Canada becoming America is unbelievable. It's much better than Canada becoming China. It's much better than anything else. Like we have an imaginary border, but so does every country. So does Ukraine, you know. So does Italy. So does Africa. We all have borders. Australia.
Martello says Canada is like the country of Washington, no guns and no knives.
Yeah. So that's why I throw knives. In Canada, this is probably one of the most lethal weapons. And I also have a really cool crossbow. So like Walking Dead, you know, I'd be like that guy from Boondock Saints. I don't watch that movie, but I know he had a crossbow. I can lock my crossbow with my fingers. Like I can draw back, and I trained for a while, and I never did it before, but I did it with my wife, and I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know how much strength to put, but I had tons, and I could just lock that in and go, lock it in and go. But I also have knives, hundreds, and Canada doesn't offer much of anything else. So, you know, ultimately at the end of the day, I wish we could be like America. That's all I can say. But would you want that thrown at you? No, I don't think a zombie would. I don't think a raccoon would. I don't think Hitler would. And they just gotta be pointy. If you're gonna have an EDC thrower, people promote EDC throwers without a live edge. This isn't against any knife thrower, but I would prefer a live edge over any thrower as an EDC. Live edges will penetrate better. We'll go through clothing, we'll go through armor. A live edge will penetrate better. So if you're gonna have an EDC thrower, wouldn't you want to penetrate? If you're gonna have one shot to make it the best shot. So a live edge will make you have the better shot, better penetration. Yeah, absolutely. You know, the reason I know that is because so many people and the best knife throwers in the world, you can visit them on YouTube. The pro knife thrower, Jason Johnson. He tried to throw through a hockey puck, but he couldn't with a false edge knife. A false edge knife means it's not sharp. So when he used a live edge knife, he got through the hockey puck. That means right there, a live edge knife is better. Just that fact alone. You know, I got through a hockey puck with a false edge knife. Yes, I have more power, but I could get through a false edge knife with a live edge. Then I don't need that power. Wouldn't that make sense then? To have a live edge knife as your EDC thrower? Yeah. So if I were to get a knife like this, which I love, it's the 8.5 inches of danger, I would make this a live edge. This little bit right here, where it looks like it's going into a blade, just make it a blade. That makes it penetrate more, but make it penetrate even more by making this sharp, right? I got through a hockey puck with this knife. If I had this sharp, I'd get through a hockey puck no problem. I would be able to get through a hockey puck just like this. Because when I got through a hockey puck, I went like this. I went like this, I went back, and I smashed it. I wouldn't have to do that. I don't need the most power that I could possibly give when I'm hitting somebody, a jacket or whatever. When I'm trying to do a power move, throw through a hockey puck, yeah, I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna freaking throw like a baseball pitcher. But if I was in combat and I was drawing my knife, that's what I would do. Even if I missed, that would hurt you. But generally, I'm gonna like draw my knife, look at you, and give you a chance to back up. And that's all I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna be able to deploy that knife within a second. And I'm gonna be able to penetrate right through your eye socket into your brain. Or an animal. Through their core into their heart. You coming back?
Yes, I'm putting the little one to bed.
Okay. Tell them I said I love them. If you're out and about like me bushcrafting, get yourself a vest. If you're fishing, on an ATV, these things are awesome. Regardless of how you feel about this isn't silly. This is a vest, and you can put a whole lot of stuff in here. Your camera, knives, fireworks, bear mace, a gun, holster, a knife, and would I walk around in public like Walmart with this on? No. But when I'm out in the bush alone, on the ATV, driving down some trails where bears have come out at me, having some fireworks available with a lighter, everything dry, I can pull out the fireworks and scare the bear off with some fireworks. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And then having some knives on me, my flashlight, everything. Whole bunch of stuff in the back, extra food, things to, supplies in case things go south. I get myself one of these vests. Don't think they're silly, or you're trying to be something that, there's a lot of wannabe ninjas out there. I'm telling you, there's a lot of them in the knife throwing community. And they joke about it. Oh, I'm a wannabe ninja, but I can throw like that in a second. You're still a wannabe. Why would anyone want to throw like that at somebody? And why would anybody want to wear these, turkas, these like you're Batman or something? Ninjas are a historical thing now. They're not really real anymore. You can't walk in public like that. If you wanted to do an assassination, maybe. I don't know. Some people they blow my mind on what they think is tactical. But you gotta research it. When you research tactical, even just the word tactical, you gotta put a lot of thinking into it. That's what the definition it entails. That you're thinking properly. Being a ninja, wanting to be a ninja is not what we have nowadays in our world, in our generation, is soldiers. We have frontline men. We have door breakers. We have agents. We have special forces. This is how you're dressed. You're camouflaged where you are. It's not always nighttime. Maybe you're in the jungle. Maybe you're in a desert. You're dressed accordingly. If you're just everyday and you just got a pair of jeans and a t-shirt or a jacket, you're dressed accordingly and you're hiding what weapons you have. This is just an awesome option to have if you're a bushcraft guy like me. And you go out, you make fires, you like making little forts in the bush, and you do things out there in the bush because you love being out in nature, and you just don't know what animal's going to come your way, or some crazy bums sometimes living out there, right? So having this on you keeps everything right there close to you, ready and clean, dry, and just easily, to get to. And you can still do everything you want to do with it. Those are all bullseyes right there. I'm going to get rid of this mat. It doesn't work. Not for my style. All bullseyes right there. These two are a little bit off. And this one. Generally, these weekends, I look forward to doing lives. I don't want them to end, so that's why I do such long lives. I just enjoy sharing what I got. The knowledge I have doesn't need to be hidden. Other people can help and save people and have fun, enjoy their life a little bit more if I share a little bit more. If everyone does. Let me see some comments here. "51st state. Yes, welcome Canada." Yo, Aster, you met me. Ah, man. Oh, it's nice to see you, man. I asked you to literally say that, and you did. That's awesome, Aster, bro. My wife's gonna laugh because I told her the story when I came home. I'm like, this guy has the hardest job, and you know what? We became friends. The guy's awesome, and he subscribed to my channel. Aster, yo, welcome, buddy. Martello, man, honestly, it's really good to have you here. I haven't looked at the chat in a while, but seeing you here, man, is really awesome. I talk a lot, The Wonder, I know. But what are you going to do when you're on a live chat? I can't hear you guys. All you can do is hear me. All you can do is hear me, man. I know. Some days I feel like all I should do is just throw and shut up. Thanks, man. Aster, man, you missed the giveaway. If you were here like 20 minutes ago, I did my giveaway. Mansplain effectively. Pick a random knife off that back wall and throw it. Bruno Libri, you're the man. Let's do it. Nah, knife throwing just sounds so interesting. I just had to see. Damn, dog. Yo, the guy from Canadian Tire just logged in and talking. Aster. So that's really awesome. So he wants me to pick a random knife off the wall and throw. All right. I mean, I know exactly where I'm going. But one of my favorite knives are spinner knives. Spinner knives, they got a little hole, and you can just spin them on your finger. They're so relaxing and enjoyable. And I'll just throw it. So like I do, like I throw no spin. All it's gonna do is fly out of my hand like an arrow and go right to the target. Usually I'll throw a bullseye every time. Normally. Yes, I'm throwing from 10 feet there. Let me go back a little bit. Now we're at 4 meters. Oh, see, there you go. This tip is really thick, so I gotta throw a little differently. Let me do my thing here. If I miss it twice, I suck, right? All right, and you all can unsubscribe. Oh.
Martello wants to know where we met, how you met me.
Who?
Martello wants to know where you met me.
Where I met my wife.
Yeah.
Well, at first I played hockey with her brother. I played hockey my whole life. Her brother loved hockey. We played hockey. And then, you know, through the internet's algorithm, I saw her smoking hot. It was like, yo. And I was in a stage of like, you're hot, I like you. So I started talking to her right away. Yo, what's up? And then one thing led to another. I was posted. So I was in New Brunswick. She was in Ontario. She seemed worth it. I'm gonna drive down to my hometown. She was living where my parents lived. I'm coming home. Maybe we can hang out. Went and hung out. We hit it off. And I said, you know what? Why don't you come for a week and hang out with me in New Brunswick? And she's like, all right. So she took a plane down. I met her in an airport, brought her over. We hung out for a week at my place in New Brunswick. She flew home, and right away she's looked at her dad and was like, this is the guy. She told me that moment. She told me that moment like this was the guy. And when she left, she rocked my world. And so I was like, you know what? You can move out with me if you want. And she's like, yeah, I'd like that. So I came home, picked her up, and we never split up since. Once I came to the Lord, I looked at her and I said, we got to get married. I can't live in sin anymore. We have to marry, or you're going to have to move home. She looked at me and she says, I want to marry you. That's how I proposed to her. We both kind of said, you know, we got to live God's way. So we went right way to the City Hall, got our certificate, got married. When we went to go pick up our certificate, It was when Canada had a terrorist attack in Ottawa. So we went to go pick up our certificate. I just finished a night shift. I'm in my car, and in the military, they were having a competition for the beard growing competition. So I had a gross beard. I had this big, thick beard. And somebody, when I was waiting in the parking lot for my wife to go get our marriage certificate, called the police on me thinking I was a terrorist because we had a terrorist attack in Canada. And at that time, everyone was probably like looking out the windows, like all these Karens. And they saw me waiting in the parking lot after a night shift for my wife. So they called the police on me thinking I was like on the phone, you know, calling a bombs freaking thing. So my wife comes out with the marriage certificate. We pull out of the parking lot and we're surrounded by police. We just got married. And then we're surrounded with police. And they come up to my window. I'm like, pull over right away. Like, what the freak's going on here? And they laugh right away. Everything was fine. They saw me up close. They're like, this is a joke, eh? I'm like, yeah, military. My Bible was right there. My military uniform. I told them that there was a competition for this beard growing competition, you know, and they just let me go. And we were married ever since. Weird, funny story, but yeah, we met kind of like online, if you will. But we both lived within blocks from one another. Like, she was around the corner. She was just my hockey player's sister and younger. And when we grew up, she got hot and I was like, yo, your sister, I want some of that. And then that's my wife.
And that's the story.
Bullseye! Dead bullseye! I love hitting bullseyes. Even that, like, you don't have to hit a moving target, you can just hit a bullseye, and it's super fun. Alright, we're throwing out a can. I don't know, it was Bruno or who said it would take me 2,000 times. Here we go, can.
That was the Boomerang.
Oh, it's Zaboomafoo.
Yeah.
He might have laughed. Oh, I like Zaboomafoo. I can put a level on this knife. I love spinner knives. That's so relaxing to me. You got the thing? You reading the comments just in case anybody's saying anything? I welcome any comments, anything you want to ask.
Yeah, he replied back and he said, good story. I saw her. She's super hot.
Yeah, she is.
You guys are blessed. All grace to God. 100%.
100%. Smoking hot wife. Okay. So the problem with a can that's empty is that it's super light. So what I like to do, I like to throw a piece of wood in there and it weighs it down, and I guarantee you within 3 throws I can get it. I just gotta weigh it down to the right amount. If I weigh it down the right amount, 3 throws. Some people have a weight they put in their can because it's so common for knife throwers to throw a can. And this weight is the same. So you know you got the right weight every time. I throw with random wood or nails, and it's a different weight every time, but for me that makes me better. It makes it random more. I was also throwing a lot of random stuff today.
You were.
Ma, you think I'm gonna get it right now? My daughter came out. Yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. For you, okay?
Hope you got this.
It's for you, Maya. That was for you,
Right
honey.
as he said it.
Oh,
Yeah, baby! Oh, it'll stay! It'll stay! Yo, Maya!
What?
This is for Ned Forrester.
Oh, yeah.
He just looks up and goes with it. Oh man, that was a good hit. It was the second one tonight. I don't know if you've been here before, but this thing demolished it. But it went through the side and out the front, the mouthpiece, just like my first can pin. My last and my first are almost identical because this was so much bigger. It went through it and damaged it a lot more. But within 10 throws, I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man when that happens.
Ronnie just hopped back on. He said, got some good throws in. It got too dark sooner than I thought.
Nice, Ronnie.
Came back in to see that can pin. Nice.
Perfect.
Bruno just missed it. He's like, I missed it.
Oh, no. Bruno, I'll have to do it again for you. Someone just asked me to pick a random knife off the wall and throw it, then I pin a can.
Nice.
Ronnie, I'll do another one for you. I have a lot up here. There's so many different knives from all over the world. It is really cool to be able to pick a knife you want to throw and throw it. There's something about that. I mean, anything, any sport, right? You pick up a different hockey stick. You pick up a different rifle. You pick up a different pair of shoes. And you're just going to be more excited. Are you okay? I kind of want to pin a can with a screwdriver. I've never really done that. I don't think I've actually done that before. So I'm going to do that. All right, we're going to pin a can with a screwdriver. Whoa. That thing goes in. Yeah, I think I'll be able to do it. Mastercraft. Let me see if you guys can see it. I do have a new camera. I'm really excited about that. We're at a point of 58 likes. Wow, that's awesome, everybody.
It says 59 on my end.
3 hours. All right, let's pin this. Let's pin this. I know we moved down in watchers because it's getting late. So let's pin a can with a screwdriver. Let's end it off with a pin to the can with a screwdriver. I don't want to end. I can go to like tomorrow. But all good things got to come to an end. Here we go. First time ever for me and live, pinning a can with a screwdriver. Okay, I stepped too forward. And this can's already got a hole in it. Let me get a new one. This screwdriver isn't going to be able to go through whatever I put in the can. Because I'm throwing the can, I got my knife off a bit. Alright, I gotta maybe hold it down a little bit more. This is tough. This isn't easy. I shouldn't have to re-hold it differently. Yeah, that's how I have to do it. No step forward. I gotta throw completely different here. I can throw. I'm very athletic, so I can learn, but I don't throw like this, so I'm not good. Will I be able to do this? That's the question.
Yes, you can.
I gotta stand further back.
I don't know if you heard my response to that, but I was like, yes, you Canada.
Yes, you Canada. John Wick on Toy Story. Oh, okay. That's where I have to hold it, because that was a perfect throw. That's how rotation works. Once you figure it out, you just keep it. Ooh. I mean, you can throw a screwdriver at somebody's neck. That's crazy. Well, there's my hole. But I hit it on the side, so it didn't stay and it ripped through. Let's get another can. Let's try that. How you doing, Maya? What movie did you watch?
Movie? Jurassic World?
You watched Jurassic World?
Dr. Who did it.
All right, we're pinning a can with a screwdriver. We're around 11 feet. Whoa! Oh! That's a very hard wood. And this is not sharp. This is a star head that's dulled down. So I gotta throw some brute force. Some brute force. Yeah, brute. Brute force. Oh man. I don't know if anyone's seeing how close that is. Power comes in all different levels. I can throw a serious amount of power with just my arm. Just my arm. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. Just my arm. That's it. Just my arm. Right in the same spot, too. All right, here we go. I feel like I'm getting it. I've never done this before. Screwdriver. Right here. Mastercraft.
Let's do this.
$2 for Maya. Oh, every time I say it's for you, I get it. Oh!
Maybe
Look
I'll
at
bring you
that.
luck, Dad. I bring you luck, I guess.
I think you bring me luck, honey. See, you could even get a can pin with a screwdriver.
Bruno says nice.
It doesn't even take that long. Oh man, that's done. That handle went right into it too.
Ronnie gave you a big thumbs up.
Thanks everybody.
Times 2.
Thank you. Oh yeah, the hole it makes. A little one on the out, a big one on the end, because the handle went right into it. Oh, that's awesome. I've never done that before myself. It's not hard. It's just rotational throwing, and I prefer throwing knives. If you can't get your hand on knives, get yourself something pointy like a screwdriver and throw it. If you want to throw tomorrow, you can throw tomorrow probably. But trust me, there's nothing like throwing a knife. There's just, and then throwing knife. But at the same time, you get yourself a knife and you can throw it. It's absolutely, there's something about throwing a throwing knife, but if you got yourself a knife, right, and you can throw it, you're just that cool guy that everyone's camping with, that you can say, hey, give me your knife, and you throw it into a dead tree. You're that guy. You're that guy. That's, like, this is as knifey as it gets. Right? I mean, yeah, there's a company out there, I don't really affiliate with them much, AceJet. They're like promoting other throwers that aren't that good. But it's a throwing card. Oh, I'm not good at throwing cards. Too light. Anything that's super light, I really gotta like adjust. Oh, throwing cards are fun too though. They're super easy. Oh, there's blades all around it. I mean, I got a whole lot up here. You just pick and choose what you want. But we're not going to show everything in one day. I really appreciate everybody. That live was awesome. We did a lot of things that have never been done live today. If you've been here or if you're going to watch this later or you're catching the end right now, I threw out some challenges. First person to show me one of those challenges live, or not live, sorry, just make a video of one of the challenges, tag me in it, let me see, you're going to win something. First person to post, whether you do the paper plane challenge or the water bottle flip challenge or the straw challenge. If you post a video doing it, you tag me in it, you're the first person, you're going to win something sharp and pointy. So there's those challenges that were given out. There's some trick shots that were done. A giveaway where I pinned an orange. That was really cool within 23 throws. Shout out to Michael Jordan. Shout out to, who's the winner? Do you remember the winner?
Hold on, I gotta scroll up.
Oh no, that's a big scroll up.
It is. There's so many people. Ricardo.
Ricardo, congratulations to you for the giveaway tonight. And definitely Martello was a big one that made me happy today. There was also another one, Justin, that really hit our hearts today that showed up. So shout out to Justin. I think there was another one too that wasn't going to become a subscriber, but we connected. Zaboomafoo. I think I'm going to have to redo my thumbnail and throw Zaboomafoo in there because Zaboomafoo was awesome too.
Ronnie says, definitely a great stream. Thanks for your time.
Honestly, Ronnie, you've been probably here with us through the whole thing.
Yeah.
So you freaking rock. What a chilling night, sitting back, enjoying, life. I think you're in your box truck, you're doing work.
No, he was home and went through.
He did get home eventually. Oh, okay, that's cool. Eventually, all right, that's good then. You weren't just in your work truck the whole night. Yeah, no, awesome. I did some can pins for my daughter, and every time I asked, I said it was for her. I did it. That also was a bonus. Having my moderator here. Shout out to Throw Club. Shout out to Brandon Danger Dillon, to Jason Johnson. A couple guys that have been kind of saturated in my life right now with making knives, motivating me to do things. You guys are all awesome. Really, really good live. Really good live tonight. Power is something that comes at different levels. We talked about how to generate it. We talked about what's required. There's a lot that surrounds this topic. It's not just the body mechanics. It's not just how you throw, how good it looks in a camera, how much it penetrates into the target. There's a lot of things that can deceive people. Your camera angles. We talked about these topics. I trying to get to the bottom of it so I can give you guys, an honest perspective when you look at other people and what you're expecting of yourself. We don't want unrealistic expectations. Sometimes that frustrates us and doesn't help us in the end. Continue on down a path that could be awesome. Sometimes people get frustrated and just give up. And I don't want that. I want more people to spread this knife throwing love. And we kind of become a community and we all share and we all become knife throwers together, right? That's the ultimate goal. Boom. So at the end of the day, how I always end this, you got to stick it and you got to hit it.